Happy holidays, my friends, and welcome to Unicorn Dust Designs. Today, I compiled a video of some beautiful Christmas gift ideas, ranging from dads to gift baskets to wood ideas, even for the cook in your life. I love all of these. I hope they inspire you to hand make some gifts this year. Enjoy the video. These are such a beautiful gift to receive, and you can personalize them by saying different things. I am taking this piece of wood. This is a 1x6, and I think it is about 14 inches long. And I stained it with some blue acrylic paint mixed into some water. And I am just taking some flowers from Dollar Tree. You can do felt flowers. Possibilities are endless with this one. I am going to take a sawtooth hanger, and I am going to take a photo clip here. For the sawtooth hanger, you can grab some you can grab some at Walmart if you are doing this last minute. And there are some where you don't even need the nails like I'm using. You can just hammer the actual sawtooth in. Now I'm going to take my decal. I made this with Oracle 651 permanent vinyl in white. And like I said, like instead of putting mommy, this could say grandma, this could say nana, this could say auntie. I mean, there's all different sayings that you could put on here. So I'm going to put that on, peel off my backing. Now I always use one picture to measure. I'm going to screw that photo holder in. And then I am going to glue the florals onto the right. And you can see I had kept those florals there when I was placing that decal, so I knew where to position it. And you guys, this was so quick, so easy, great way to use some of your scrap wood. And don't forget, you could run to Home Depot and you could have them cut quite a few of these off of one. Loving. Okay, you guys. So here's a crate, and I am stuffing it again with bubble wrap, but that is because I did not know where my grocery bags were. So I don't know about you, but I seriously collect these hand towels. I was looking through my stash and I have a bunch. I think I'm gonna like frame them or Mod Podge them, or I don't know. But hey, it came in handy because I got this one from Spring. And what I'm doing is stuffing it in this crate. You guys, my friend Jessica left this at my house, so this is just for inspiration. You could use whatever you got. Okay, so our towel's in there. We covered up all the ugly. And then we're taking these beautiful clear little mugs from Dollar Tree. I felt like they called tea party to me, and I definitely want to have a tea party with those. So yes, please. And then this apple and cranberry tea. This tea looked so high-end when I saw the box that I knew I needed to grab it. And then these inspirational books, you guys, they always have them at Dollar Tree. They actually come with little envelopes so you can mail them out to people, which is so adorable. And then these handmade coasters that I made with Jenga blocks and coffee to stain them. Played around with the placement, and now you got yourself a beautiful little tea party basket. That's what I'm going to call it, is the tea party basket. And yes, ma'am, I would love to receive something like this. Like, how gorgeous. And it's something they're going to use every single piece of this. Again, so we're taking that resin piece. It is not fully cured. We're taking the sunflower mold here, and I am just taping it down, but I want some of those petals to kind of be sticking out. I don't want it to look like a bowl. I want it to look like an organic flower. You guys picking up what I'm putting down? So I will leave that and let it cure so it fully hardens. And look at how cool this turns out. I love how the petals are going all different ways. It's absolutely gorgeous. So for the back of this, I'm going to paint it in crockery. Again, remember, the back is super slick and most things don't want to stick to it. But for whatever reason, these cottage colors with the built-in primer had no issues whatsoever. So I put 2 coats of that on the back. And remember, we don't have to clear that with anything. For the inside, I'm going to paint that with Queen Bee. This is my favorite yellow color. It's so gorgeous. And I'm going to follow that all the way around. And y'all, please be patient with me. I sold out of most of the things that I ordered as far as IOD. So I will be doing another order. This is a lot of these already sold out. So please be patient with me and I will get them back in. I hope you guys can wait. Now, after that's painted, I'm going to clear it with Big Top. You need to clear it for this next step. Then I spritzed just a little bit of water, added fire starter to it, and I'm going to place this watercolor over our cleared queen bee color. This is going to coat it very softly with the fire starter, and it's going to look like one of those beautiful sunflower with the hints of orange in it. And of course, I wasn't going to paint the middle brown. No way. I grabbed my pennies from heaven, coated that, and then of course, to seal that fire starter that we put on top of our queen bee color, we have to put another coat of Big Top on here. Now, I did make these before, but maybe you didn't see the video, so I wanted to ensure that you guys saw this as a gift idea because they are gorgeous and they are so fun to play around with. You can make these any color. And again, if you are a reseller, these are going to be great to put in your booth or at craft fairs, but I think they're so much fun, and adding the two colors. The personalized ornament. So what I did was I got my handwriting, I wrote it on a piece of paper, took a picture of it, and now in my Cameo, I just opened the picture, and then I'm gonna go over to my trace button. And you can also do this on the Cricut. And I'm going to go ahead and trace the handwriting. Now you'll see how it turns yellow. That means it is going to cut whatever is highlighted yellow. So then I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna hit the trace button, and I'm gonna move this. Now, if you do not have a Cameo or a Cricut, you can also use a paint pen and just put that handwriting directly on to your ornament. It does not have to be vinyl. If you have a paint pen and you go over it with some Mod Podge, it is going to last forever. So taking this wood round cutout, this is from Dollar Tree. Y'all, I had no idea where I was going with this ornament whatsoever. So this video is kind of all over the place. So I'm applying my vinyl cutout here. It says, Everly, you are strong, you are beautiful, you are enough. I love you, Mom. And I chose like a sparkly vinyl here because Everly's extra, just like her mama. So then Hank has to come in. Of course he has to come in. And this was at our old house, you guys, and he is such a ham. You see wrinkles for days. He's like, hello, I am Hank. My name's Hank-a-doodle-dandy and I like to paint. And then this fool, I swear, he has no boundaries. He just got straight up on my table like, boy's gonna have to learn some lessons here. Okay, so then I decided to paint the back because I thought that I was done. So you do not have to do this step at all because we're gonna cover it. So then I go ahead and I get some string. I think this is kind of like a suede, I don't know. I think you make bracelets. I buy anything that's on clearance, y'all. Come on. No, seriously, anything that's on clearance. And then we're going to go ahead and cut that. And then I'm going to string some pearls in here because my daughter is super fancy. She is so girly, loves dressing up, all of that stuff. So I thought this fit perfectly. Then I'm going to take some of this diamond wrap from Dollar Tree. And then we are going to also take some polka dot ribbon as well. And then we are going to cut that polka dot ribbon down the middle. Sorry, this clip is so slow and dragging out, but I edited this a long time ago and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the slowest part ever. So anyways, we're going to take those and we're going to tie them around the base of those pearls. And what's fun about this, y'all, is that you can customize this to anybody's personality, you know, like make it their color, put flowers on it, put dinosaur, you know what I'm saying? Like just customize it to their personality. So then I printed a picture. I just have a regular printer, y'all, nothing fancy. Just printed this out in black and white. Thought the black and white fit perfect with the colors of my ornament. And this is where, you guys, I was like, I didn't know I was going to do a picture. That's why I painted the back. So cutting this out, make sure you do a clean cut, clean as you can, because I'm not going to be covering the outside of this. And then since I had already put that ribbon there, I had to cut down the middle. And then I'm going to apply a light, even coat of Mod Podge. Now make sure it's even, you guys. I put a little bit on our paper and then we're going to smooth that down. Now what I did not record for whatever reason is after this had dried completely, I then went over the picture with some more Mod Podge. That way this is going to last until well after I am not in this world anymore, so that my daughter can enjoy it for her entire life. So here it is. This is seriously my favorite. I get teary-eyed. Love knowing that my daughter, when I am no longer here one day, or she's having a difficult year or something, and she grabs this out of her Christmas decorations, she will smile and she will know that she's strong, beautiful, and enough, and that I love her. Something to put our jewelry in. Yes, girl. We're actually going to make 3 trinkets. So just hang in there, okay? First off, I wanted to show you this beautiful decoupage paper. Brandy from the DIY Struggle has created, she designed all of these herself, and she is getting them printed. She sells them on her website. Small business, you guys, go visit her link. It will be in the description box so you could purchase this decoupage paper. So I found these shells at Savers. There was 4 for $4.99 and they're huge. I painted the back of them with pennies from heaven and then golden ticket as well. I didn't do multiple layers of them because I still wanted you to see the lines and the details of the natural shell. Now I'm taking, you guys, look at this decoupage paper. I am taking this image right here, and I'm just taking a wet paintbrush, and I'm going to take this image out just to start off. Then I put it over my shell, and I realized I end up having to take all of the white part of this paper off. Now I'm going to lay it in my shell, and I'm going to take my liquid patina and do a small coat, spritz it with water, and then press it down with my brush. Now this one was easier to do because the image was smaller. It wasn't covering the entire shell, so I didn't have to work so hard. Now I will say this shell it was slick. It was slick, and once I was done, I was finishing up, and then I realized that the paper wasn't actually sticking to the shell. So I pulled it up, and you guys, this is how durable this decoupage paper is. Get it, Brandy? You did such a good job on these papers. So I had to pull it up, and it didn't rip. It stayed intact. I was pretty shocked, and that was awesome. So I just redid it, pushed it down, put a little heavier coat of liquid patina, and then also a entire coat of liquid patina once it dried down. Then I wanted to try the shell with a full-on piece of decoupage paper over the entire thing. This is the Upcycled decoupage paper. I think this one is called Wallpaper. I do have it in stock. And how this worked out for me was doing it in, like, it's going to sound silly, but pizza slice sections, like little sections, like a piece of pie. I don't know. It's just how it worked out for me. So anytime I would go with a section, my kids are home, so Everett he's making noise up there if you guys could hear it. And then, so again, the same thing, just applying that liquid patina, spritzing it with the water so I have a little bit more like pull and stretch in that paper. And then I just follow it through and follow it around. The pennies from heaven, I ended up putting some dark wax on that and brushing it off just to darken up the color a little bit. I felt that it went better with the image inside. Now for our full coverage decoupage shell, I took my finger sander, you know guys, and then I sanded the sides. And then I did my final coat of liquid patina on top of it. But you know your girl is extra, and I couldn't stop there. So I grabbed the golden ticket, and I painted the sides And then I wanted to make a little lip or rim of gold on the top of the shell as well. I ended up patting it, but then it was way easier just to kind of slide that brush across. And look at how beautiful these custom little trinket shells are. I think they're so beautiful. They're a fun way of utilizing your scrap pieces of decoupage paper as well. And again, it's the being able to customize these things and make them, special for each person that you're giving them to, or make yourself one, girl. Treat yourself. All right. Okay. Our next one for all of our makeup lovers out there. Okay. So we all know, I tried first sticking these in the bag, didn't work. And then we're going to move to a basket. So this is the Flower Beauty brand, and these are random. I've found all of these at random Dollar Trees and never at the same one, and I just collect them as I go. Another great option to substitute is the Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild, guys, I love makeup, and Wet n Wild, if you watch any beauty YouTuber, will tell you it is an amazing product. So just because it seems inexpensive and old school, it is actually really great quality. So just giving you another substitute for the flower. So as you can see, that did not work out for me. So we are going in with the basket, and we are going to put the filler. These baskets are great, you guys, because the fillers don't fall out of them. And keep in mind that you would get like the plastic wrap or something. I didn't have any of that on hand, but you can also like put fabric over this and wrap it with a bow. You could just put a bow on it, up to you. So we're gonna put the little makeup bag back there, and then I'm just taking off the little hangers off the back of them, and then we're going to just stagger all of the products in here. So most of them are lip products. We have like a lip gloss, then we have a lipstick. One is, I believe, a balm. And then we have the nail polish, and then these are actually a cream blush and a cream eyeshadow. Now, I actually have all of these products myself, and they are amazing. And then here's like an Echo Tools like face cloth cleaner that I thought would be super cute. So you guys, imagine this for a girlfriend, for a coworker, for your daughter, aunt, whatever it may be. It's super cute. It's easy. And that was me a minute, like I lose it. All right. You guys have so many glass jars from Dollar Tree, Dollar General. And I was like, what can I do to upcycle these, maybe get some money back on them? So I have a bunch of these salt pepper shakers, these little doodad glass jars from Dollar Tree, and then the red and blue ones I got from Dollar General at one time. I don't know what I thought I was going to do with them. Okay, and then I'm taking these neutral buttons. You guys, they had these at a garage sale. They were ginormous, like I don't know how to, like a pitcher jar, and just fill up and take what you want. So bunch of neutral buttons. Have no idea if they're vintage or new. I don't know anything about buttons. For this one, I'm going to double wrap the twine around it. I'm going to tie it off, and then I'm going to take some little sprigs of greenery, hot glue those, and then you guys, I made a finger bow, okay? I don't remember the last time I made a finger bow, but I did. I was like, man, at first I was like, do I remember how to do this? And sure enough, it came to me like riding a bicycle. So put that greenery on. I do have a bow tutorial video that is in real time if you want to learn how to make a finger bow. And I'm going to cut off those ends, and then I'm going to hot glue that to the front of the jar where the little knot of the twine is. So I made 2 of those. Those will be on my buy it now. Then I took the ephemeral. Jeez Louise, you guys, I had it last night. Anyways, this is I'm losing it. Okay, this is the IOD transfer booklet. I do have it back in stock, and I thought what a great way to use the labels from that booklet, and I will link the product since I obviously am having a hard time pronouncing it right now. And I put them on top of all of these jars. I actually sold all but 2 last night, so I'll include the other 2 in my next show. But people really liked them. And like I said, they're just nice, small projects. They're small so that people can put them in different, like places as added decor. And they're just fun to play around with. If you have kids, this would be a fun project to do with your kids so that they could fill all of the bottles. You can do the transfers, but look at how gorgeous these are. Oh my gosh, those colors are gorga. Debbie, if you're here, I know that you got some, girl. Thank you. For this, I'm going to start this one off with a 1x6. Again, I'll leave measurements down in the description box. I'm taking linen white by Rust-Oleum and my chip brush. We're going to give this a messy coat in the front, on the sides, and then you can do it on the back. That's preference because this will be a hanging sign, so you will not see the back. After we're done with that and we let it dry, I'm going to take Crimson Red by Waverly, and I'm going to freehand some baseball stitches. You could also use a paint marker, and you can make this for any kind of sport. So football, soccer, anything that dad, grandpa, uncle is into. And after I am done freehanding this, then I'm going to take my amazing rough sanding block from Dollar Tree. It's seriously one of my favorites. I'm going to just stress that down, and you could see how that wood grain comes popping through again. All right, you guys, I'm going to go in real time real quick for our first time Cricut users, and then I will refer a bunch of videos down in my description box of ones that I have already done. So we are going to go in, and I'm going to go to shapes. I do not know why my phone will not focus. I'm going to go to square. Now I've already measured my piece of wood out, so I'm going to unlock my square here. I'm going to come up to my measurements, and I'm going to change the size. So you can see right there, 5.5 by 10.25. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just flip that, rotate it. All right, so this is the size of my wood. That's exactly the size. So now I'm gonna go to images, and I'm gonna do search best dad ever. And you could search anything. And I am going to actually, let's see, where'd ya go? Of course, we're gonna be here forever. Come on, where'd you go? Oh, okay, best audioologist ever? Okay, that's cool. Where is the best dad ever? Oh, ha, there we go. So insert that image, okay? Here we go. Now, in order to move the size up and down, you have to unlock it. And then I have control right here. So I am going to, because we are gonna put something right here, so we don't want this section to have anything. So I'm just sizing it up, easy peasy, right there. And then I'm going to hide my square because we don't want that cut out. We just want our image. And then I believe everything is the same color. So we are gonna do make it. And just so you guys know, I am using my maker. There's our image right there for us. It's telling us like what cut it's gonna be using, the size of our mat. And then we're going to press continue. Now, okay, and then you just select what material you're using, which is vinyl. I'm gonna go ahead though, and my pressure, I'm gonna do more because I'm gonna use a glossy, and I mean, you could click glossy, but I'm too lazy about that. All right, and then tools, it's telling you what tool you will need. And now we're gonna come over here. I already got my vinyl loaded. I'm gonna press my little flashing Cricut right here, and it will start cutting. All right, so now that we've cut that vinyl out, that was super easy peasy. Our design was right there for us, which I love. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that on there. Look at how good that looks with the red and the white. All right, after that, you guys, I am taking a clip. Now I should have done this after I put the hook on the back, but sorry. Taking my 1/2 inch screw, screwing that in there. I'm just using that piece of paper as like a guide. Now I'm getting my sawtooth hanger. I get these at Walmart, and I'm just gonna nail that in there. And we are done with our second DIY. And y'all, this is actually, you don't have to hang it. These are really great freestanding signs as well. And they sell, if you guys do craft shows or anything, these sell very well. So I'm gonna talk real quick. Like, we got our wood round. This is from Home Depot, 18 inches. We are gonna try the gel stain again, but this time, your girl is going to pay attention to if it actually dries faster than the oil-based stains, because if that is the case, that would be a game changer, because then I wouldn't have to wait 24 hours to continue the process of my wood rounds. So we're going to take our gel stain microfiber cloth. You could get a huge pack of them on Amazon. I believe I have some on my Amazon store link, and some rubber gloves. Let's get started. Okay, you guys, so we are going to start staining. We're going to go with the wood, with the grain of the wood. We're going to hit the front and then the back. Now, I did pay attention to dry time on this. For me, I ended up waiting the 20, like letting it dry overnight, because I kept going back. I even tried like drying it with my heat gun, and it kept having like a sticky, tacky residue. So I didn't feel comfortable putting my paint over that. So I ended up waiting overnight to actually apply the white chalk paint. So I don't know if that's just my experience or what, but to each their own. All right, now I'm grabbing Rust-Oleum Linen White, my old school chip brush, and you can see I'm mostly gonna saturate my paint towards the middle of the wood round, and then I'm going to kind of fan it out as we get to the outer edges. I want this to be a very distressed look. And a chip brush, you guys, is literally like the cheapest brush you can get. You could get it at Dollar Tree, any store, Amazon, and they just have like these really wiry bristles. It's great for distressing. And like for me, I'm not good with my paintbrushes, so having something super inexpensive is right up my alley. Okay, and then I hit the sides. I leave the back blank. Okay, so now that dried, I got my Aura Mask 813 stencil vinyl. I created this one actually on my Cameo, and I am taking, I think it's called Maisie by Waverly, and this took me a while to do. Oh, I look bald. Oh my gosh, that dang acrylic. Anywho, enough about me. Okay, so I'm just using my stencil brush from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna do 2 coats of this. After that dries down, I'm gonna then go with my red. Now, if any of you guys remember my Christmas DIY videos, I was using the red, and I was so confused because when I was pilling up my Aura Mask, the red chalk paint was pilling up with it, and I had never had that happen before. So I used it again, and it's definitely this chalk paint. I guess I got a bad batch. I don't know what was going on, but it was definitely you, not me kind of thing. Okay, you know? All right, so I do that. We take off the stencil vinyl, and then I did take it outside. I sprayed it with 1 coat of clear matte Rust-Oleum spray paint. That way we don't have the red smearing over the white. Then I'm taking polyacrylic water-based. It holds up, it's very durable. This is what I use if I'm doing inside projects, and it is food safe after it has cured. So I'm gonna put 2 coats on the top, 2 coats on the bottom. Make sure that I do my sides as well. I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry, and then we are gonna apply some handles. So I got these at Hobby Lobby. They were 50% off, so $2 each. And you guys, I don't know if this is the easiest way to do it. Most of the time, I'm just like winging it, like in motherhood, life, work, and putting handles on wood rounds. And I just make it work for me. So I don't know if it's the right way, but it's the way that works. I get a yardstick, I put it where I think the middle is, and then I try and measure across. So, you guys, I hope I'm a great teacher for you. So once I get it, I am going to get my drill and I'm going to pre-drill holes. And the reason I did this is because I had flathead screws. I think that's what they're called. So I couldn't use my screw guns. I had to do it by hand. So it just makes twisting that screw in there a lot easier when there's a pre-drilled hole. So y'all, I know this might look intimidating, but wood rounds are very easy. They're very inexpensive to make. And once you like make a few, it's like making a box cake. Like it's just so easy. So, you know what? Don't be intimidated. Go get one. Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards, and make one. This will definitely be a gift. Like if you were doing bad Santa or something with your family that people are going to be fighting over. Look at that wood grain up there. Ooh, this came out so good, you guys. Let me know what you think about it. All right. So my friends, this video is going to be a little lengthier than my usual ones, but there's a lot of details and painting and embellishments that are going into this. So I hope you guys are in for the ride. So I am going to grab a bunch of different molds, and I'm going to grab my amazing resin, which is a 50-50 ratio. It cures within 10 minutes. However, for these products, we do not want our items to fully cure. So what I did was I mixed my resin, hashtag Avi, and I am going to pour them into some of the trimming molds. You guys are welcome for all my dandruff shots in this video. And then we are going to set them aside. You can start seeing them cure. That trimming one is already turning white. It is fabulous, but I want to say about the 6 or 7 minute mark, you want to pull them out because we want them to be pliable. We want to be able to bend these. See how I'm bending that trimming mold right there? That is what we want. So I'm doing 2 of these, and now I'm just trying to find something to wrap it around, which ended up being this amazing smelling Dollar Tree candle. And I'm going to grab some painter's tape, and I'm just going to tape those together. I don't expect them to stay together, but I want to keep that exact circle. I'm going to do the same thing for this mold as well. And again, you want to pull it out before it fully hardens, or you're going to have to try reheating, and it's just not worth it after that. So pull them out sooner than later. Then I'm going to take this trimmings mold, and for this one, we are going to use some clay. So I'm going to use my paper clay. This is in my Amazon store link. I do have IOD on my website, but to be honest, I really love how soft this one is, and it stays, you guys, cover your ears if you don't like this word, moist. Okay, I had to say it because it's true. It does. So I am pushing that through. I love that the IOD molds have a lip on them, so it makes it really easy to push out the remainder. Then you flip it on over, bend your mold back, and now we're going to take a craft knife, and I'm going to cut, I think, 4 pieces out. Some of them I'm going to round at the top, and then I'm just going to smooth that down with my finger just to get any of the rigid lines off. Then I thought I was getting all crazy and like being all artistic. And then I was like, no, girl, no, let's just cut that straight. Let's not try to get too crazy with it here. And I was just eyeballing it to really see. I wanted to keep flowers in each piece that I cut. So again, just smoothing those down. I'm going to cut 4 or 5 out of this. Now I'm going to take this little pokey tool. I don't know what it's for. I think I got it at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to push that through. And then I'm going to take I'm going to take the end of this other, I think it's a weeding tool. And I'm going to push that through so I have a nice clean hole at the top of all of these clay pieces. And then make sure too that your backs of your pieces are nice and flat and clean. The same thing with the holes. See how I'm smoothing that out? You want them to be nice and clean. All right, what's coming next? Now this is fully hardened. This is the next day. You don't have to wait that long though for the the resin. So you can see how that opens and closes, which is exactly what I wanted. I have like the tiniest baby wrists ever. If you did not like that they open like that, you could always wrap a piece of leather around the opening to keep them closed, or you could try super gluing, but I don't think that's gonna go well. All right, so our clay pieces. I am going to kind of show you what each one looks like painted. I'm going to show you how we embellish and accessorize them. So for the first one, we are going to use copper patina. Then the second one, we are using golden ticket. This is the exact same thing as Pennies from Heaven, the copper one, except it's like a darker gold color, which I love. It's not like a tacky, like shiny gold. Next, I'm going to also take our bangles that we created, and I'm going to paint the outside and the inside. Now, I do want to note the amazing resin or any resin, the inside part, what would be the bottom, is very slick compared to the top. So it took me about 3 to 4 coats of the liquid patina in order to fully coat and cover it without, seeing any streaks or white. The top, it took me 2 coats, if that. So you can see how it looks. The inside, that was after 3. For our bigger bangle, we are going to grab Pennies from Heaven. This like copper color is out of this world, you guys. Okay, now we're going to pull some color out. I'm going to take Old 57. I do have this in stock. And we are going to paint one of our clay pieces in this color. And then I'm also going to grab my bangle. I'm going to call these the jewels, okay? I'm going to paint the jewels of our bangle in this beautiful Old 57 because I want it to look obviously like turquoise. So this was a lot of fun to do, you guys, but I have to tell you this video took me hours and hours because it was so much painting and so much detailed work. Look at how gorgeous that already looks. Now I'm going to take the big top. Anything that I painted with actual paint, I am going to clear with the big top. I end up just going over the whole bracelet because why not? It's already out. And then I clear all of the clay pieces as well. So now I'm taking the dark wax with our golden ticket bangle, and I'm going to push that on top, and then I'm going to wipe it back. And you guys, this look like an antiqued, like brass bangle. Look at that baby. She is gorgeous. Now while I have that dark wax out, I'm going to go in with the our little pendant that we painted with golden ticket and do the same thing. I pounced in that dark wax, and then I'm going to wipe it back so you see all the details. Look at how gorgeous. Look at that. All that detail. It is amazing what you can do with all of this mold, clay, all of it. Doing the same thing with Old 57 as well. I did paint the one on the right. Do you see that little one right there? I painted that in crockery, and crockery has a built-in sealer, so I didn't need to use Big Top or clear it with wax. So we're going to keep going here. I did the dark wax on our big bangle, our turquoise bangle, wiped it back, and this is by far my favorite piece. This looks so beautiful. I cannot believe it is handmade. Oh my gosh, you guys. All right, now for our Old 57 pendant, you guys, it wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't put some gold wax on there. And for our copper one, we are putting Shipwrecked on there. And then again, we're going to wipe that back, and it's going to set in all those beautiful details. For the crockery one, you guys, I ended up putting clear, dark, then I put white, then I didn't like it, then I put dark back over it, and then it ended up turning into this beautiful gray color. I don't know. All right, now I'm going to take these leatherish, you guys, I've had them in my stash forever. I don't know what they are, but I'm sure you can find something in the jewelry section. I folded them in half, and then I'm going to push them through the holes, and then I'm just going to slip both strings through that loop and pull them through. And then I just use different colors for different pendants, whatever I had like on hand. I didn't go out and buy something new. And y'all, this was very time consuming, but it was very rewarding at the end that I handmade this jewelry. These bangles are fire. They look so gorga. Like, seriously, I really can't believe. And this would make such a beautiful Christmas gift because you can customize them to your friends or your family style, whatever their favorite color is. If you are a reseller, these are going to be amazing. Have a girls' night or a family night decorating your own. You guys, the options are truly endless with these, and I hope you enjoyed them. Drop me a flower if you are loving. We are taking a chalkboard. Now, I've had this down in my stash for I don't know how long. It is so dirty. So we need to wipe this up here. So the best way to clean any chalkboards are with baby wipes or a wet paper towel. Works like a charm every time here. And then we are going to season a chalkboard. So I'm pre-seasoning this for whoever's going to receive it. And you pre-season chalkboards because chalkboards are very porous. So if you've ever gotten a new chalkboard and immediately wrote on it and left that on there for overnight or something and tried to take it off and that chalk was still on there when you wiped off, that is why. So I'm pre-seasoning it before I stick my vinyl on here. Now, this is a little design I created in my Cameo. Now, for those of you that do not have a vinyl cutting machine, some other ideas. One, the black sticker letters from Dollar Tree. You can paint those white and then stick on here and maybe put like menu or what's for dinner. And then you can take the same stickers painted white or whatever color you want, and then just go down the side with like the MTWTH. You know what? You picking up what I'm putting down here? Or another idea is to get the wood letters from Dollar Tree, and you can put, Veltry's menu or just menu or whatever you want at the top. And then again, with those wooden letters, you can put MTW for the dates down the side. And I think that would be also beautiful. I like the wooden idea a lot. Now, y'all can get too these, this chalkboard I had gotten on clearance. I bought a bunch of them at Michael's, but Joann's has basic chalkboards in a bigger size. I think they're about $8. Use their coupon and it's very inexpensive. It has a wood frame so you can paint it whatever color you want, and then you can hot glue some nautical rope to the top. So there's just some other ideas if you don't have a vinyl cutting machine. So y'all, this is super easy to create. And this would be an amazing gift for a mom that's trying to get organized in the new year, for grandma, for, that cooking spouse that you have. This is just, it's nice and it's useful. Somebody can use this. There is nothing worse than getting a gift and then being like, okay, this is getting stuck in the closet. So here's the outcome. Please do not mind my hanging. We have no nails in our walls yet at all. So just finding different places to hang these, but I absolutely. Okay, so for this DIY, we are gonna take this 2x4. I will leave all the measurements down in the description box for y'all. We are going to take some Dollar Tree stickers here, and I'm gonna take all of them off first. Now keep in mind, the longer the piece of wood, you can make, daddy, father, grandpa, whatever you want. I'm gonna take these off first, then I'm gonna get my painter's tape. Hello, forehead, make your appearance. And this is gonna help us get a nice straight line. You could also have the kids do this and they could put the letters wherever they want and paint over it. That would be absolutely cute too. So I'm gonna go ahead and place those. Once I have it, then we are gonna go ahead and rub those down. I'm then going to take Rich Black by Folk Art, and we are going to do a nice, do I do a messy brush on it? Yes. So this is just a stencil brush from Dollar Tree. making sure to cover all of that sticker up as best as you can. And we are going to do the front, the back, the sides, all of it, because this is going to be freestanding. Then you can take your weeding tool, or you can take a toothpick, and you can see those crisp lines were like amazing. Then I take the rough sanding block from Dollar Tree, distress it down. You do you. If you don't like distressing, don't do that. All right, so now I'm taking the Dollar Tree twine, and I am just gonna start it off on the back. I did wrap it around 4 times here, and you guys, you can do this in any color that you want, anything that, you know, like dad's favorite color, grandpa's favorite color. And I just thought this DIY would be really good for, you know, a desk, a bookshelf. He could put it in his garage, in his man cave, nightstand. So I really liked it because it was kind of minimal, and I feel like it can go for anyone really. So that was it for this first DIY, you guys. That was done. I wrap it around 4 times, like I said. And yeah, I can't wait. And just so you know, I'm doing all these colors in the mindset of like, what would John like? You know, like what would John do? That's what we're doing here. All right, so I cut that off, and that is it, y'all. We have this easy DIY. Find some scrap wood. Go to Home Depot, you guys. Ask where their clearance wood is. I think this looks so cute. Let me know your thoughts. These are the gold baskets from Dollar Tree. And okay, so the filler that you usually would put in baskets fell through the holes. So I'm just getting this little fiber cloth. You can also use like a bath towel if you want, whatever. This is just inspiration, okay? Okay, so these are those head towels that you use. My daughter and I love them, you guys. Pick them up for yourself and for someone else because they work great. And then I'm going to include this little face mask in here, this bath crumble. It's coconut and wild berry. So this is kind of like the set that they had at Dollar Tree. Y'all, this stuff looks like one of the like little gift sets or something that you would find at like Kohl's or JCPenney's or something like that. And I love that nobody, if they don't shop at the Dollar Tree, they will never know this came from the Dollar Tree. Ever, okay? I mean, the basket alone looks high-end and does not look like it costs $1. But we got it all color-coded. This would be a perfect gift for a college student, for a girlfriend, and it's not real quick, real time. Want to show you. Obviously, this piece of wood is warped. I mean, you're going to find wood like that, and depending on how you store it, wood can warp over time. So no problem. Don't worry about that crack. It doesn't go all the way through. Not going to hurt anything. So we obviously can't set it like this because if it's a tray, then it's not going to be sitting flush. And do you see how it's going to move? So we need to make sure that it is sitting with the curve downwards, because then what you're going to have is it's sitting on the ends right here and the sides. So you can still use it to hold things and it's not gonna like roll away like you could see that. Okay, so now let's get into over here. I'm gonna come to my shapes. I'm gonna grab a square. I'm gonna unlock up top, and I am going to change this to the dimensions of our piece of wood. So I always do this. If you guys have seen my Cricut videos, you guys know that this is how I always set up my graphics. Then I search in Aztec, and you can see there's all these beautiful patterns. Even people make patterns and share them to the Cricut community. I'm going to choose this one. I'm going to flip it to a 90-degree angle. And now for me, you see how the sides are flat? I want those to go all the way to the end of our wood piece. So I'm going to stretch that out, resize it. I'm going to hide this rectangle because we don't need to cut this out. And then I'm going to do make it. I'm going to use my mat, and I'm going to use stencil vinyl. So I move that on over, and then I'm going to do stencil vinyl. For me, I'm doing less pressure only because I have a new blade in. And then I'm going to get that stencil vinyl on a standard grip mat and feed that through my Cricut Maker 3. Super easy. Now I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to place it on my, you could see it's a raw piece of wood. I have not done anything to this yet. And I'm going to butt those, the right side and the left side. Look at how perfect that fit on this piece of wood. Like I sized this to the T. Okay. And then I am going to just peel back that transfer tape. And now we are going to do the polyacrylic method. This is polyacrylic. It is water-based. I've done this once before, but it was a super small section. So I wanted to try this on a bigger piece with a way darker color. So what I'm doing is I get my sponge paintbrush. What do you call these? Sponge? I don't know. Anyways, I chose to use the sponge because I didn't want brush strokes. And I'm just going over and putting that over my stencil. So any of the piece of wood that's showing is where we want to put it. I'm not oversaturating it, but I am putting a good coat of this on there. Then I'm going to use my heat gun. I put it on my cool setting. This heat gun is in my Amazon store for you. And then I am going to peel this back just like if we painted it, okay? You don't see anything right now, but I'm going to show you how it looks. Do you see that? How you could see the shadow of that polyacrylic? That's exactly what we want here. Now I'm going to take True Black. I think this one's by Minwax. I take my microfiber cloth and I start rubbing that over. Now, at first I was like, oh my gosh, you can't see it that well. But as the wood starts soaking up that wood stain, it starts coming to life. Like, do you see that? Do you see that beautiful image? Oh my gosh. So after I'm done applying it all over the piece of wood, I take a dry microfiber cloth and I'm wiping the excess of the stain off. And then you can really see where we put that polyacrylic. Y'all, this is like the sexiest thing I've ever made on this channel. Yes, sexy. I feel like it looks like a printed piece, like a printed nylon. Like it's gorgeous. All right, then I'm using that same wax. This wax does dry flat, which I was all about. Now I'm going to take this measuring tape and I am just going to determine the size of what I want my handle straps to be. So we're going to take you could leave it just like this. This could be a beautiful trait on its own, but I want to make it look a little snazzy. So I head back to my Cricut, I hit that square, and then I'm going to make this a longer rectangle. Now I wasn't sure if I wanted the handles to be 1.5 or 1 inch in width because it is a really bulky piece of wood. So I made 2 sets just in case, you never know. So I'm going to go to make it, and then I am going to go to my materials. So it says browse materials. I'm going to type in faux suede, and then I'm going to click that Cricut version. It's just telling you to move the little rollers off to the side, and you guys don't even need to switch your blades. You use the blade it comes with. And now you'll see, so these are the little rollers. It's telling me I need to move over to the side. Make sure you move them back after you're done. And then I am going to take the faux suede. This is also from Cricut. It's like the little sampler pack. And I'm going to take my strong grip mat. A few pieces of tape just to make sure that this does not go anywhere once I feed it into my Maker 3. So now I'm just going to load it in, feed it, press the little play button, and now we have ourselves the cutest little handles. So I decided on the 1.5 inch. Which one would you guys have done? The 1 inch or the bigger ones? I thought the bigger ones were more appropriate for how like beefy this piece of wood was. So that's what I decided to go with. So now I'm going to use the 1 inch as a marker. So I'm going to go in 1 inch on each side. I measure the top and the bottom to make sure I know where I want the handles to sit. Now I'm going to take these furniture tacks, and this was hard. I mean, you can't really get these super like straight across from each other, but you know what? These things are handmade. So to me, I would find beauty in that. I mean, I wouldn't want it to be perfect and look like a factory made it, in my opinion. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the right side of this handle. And then we'll do the same thing for the left side, you guys. And then this tray is completed and I think it looks great. This is a fun way of using your Cricut to take some scrap wood and make it a gorgeous piece to either keep for yourself, give as a gift for Christmas, or start selling them online or in a booth. But like I said, this is the sexiest thing I've ever made. And I told my husband, I don't know if I want to keep it or list it on the website, because this is definitely like my whole vibe right now. Leave out. This is a basket I got from a garage sale. This I found at the Dollar Tree. It's jams and preserves, and oh my gosh, the stuff in here looks so yummy. Okay, and then you guys, I'm putting my towels to use here. So here are some sunflower ones I got. The color doesn't really go with my theme, so we're just gonna put the sunflower one out. And I thought, you know, when you're canning, you get messy, and the towels would be like a great addition to it. So then we got our book, and this is going to be like a little canning gift basket here. So these are the ball jars from Dollar Tree. You can actually get canning jars because I don't believe these are actual canning jars. And then I cut little circle fabric toppers for them. Now you would cut multiples of these out because you want them to be able to use them on more baskets, okay? So I basically put one together so the person receiving it can like pick up what I'm putting down, you know? And then I'm going to include the little chalk tags to it so that they can put it on their cans as well. And then I'm going to add some filler because I like things, I want you to be able to see them, you know, from afar. And this would look really good with the shrink wrap around it as well. And then these, you guys, the little fabric toppers, I would of course cut probably like 10 or however many of the tags are in there, and then tie them up with a little bit of twine. And that way they have more to use on future jams or preserves or whatever they're gonna make with them. But I thought this was super cute and it was different. And if you got like a grandma or an auntie, just popping in to let you guys know that I do have a website. I carry thrifted finds, DIY paints, IOD products, SVG files, and the list seriously goes on. And I even have gift cards, y'all. So if you are a crafty person and you are hard to shop for, then you tell your friends and family about this website and get you a gift card so you can come shopping on here. There is so much available. I hope you guys are enjoying this video, and please make sure to leave me a comment and subscribe if you are enjoying the content. I hope you all have a very happy holiday and enjoy your friends and family. Thank you. Bye. We are going to start off with some bleached t-shirts. So I have this sweater from Walmart. It was $8. I have this plywood. Now this is going in between our shirt so that it doesn't seep through to the backside. Dollar Tree spray bottle and some bleach in there. Why I'm wearing a glove on one hand and not two, I don't know. So I have it on spray right now. I'm going to saturate the bottom of my sweater, and then I'm also going to saturate the sleeves. Now with this, I was using the no splash bleach, and as I watched more videos, I realized they do not recommend that. I was having a really hard time getting it out of the spray bottle. So now you can see I'm starting to like shape a square in the middle. I also learned that maybe go a little bit smaller with your shape because it actually expands as it starts to dry. Then I turn my spray bottle to stream, and that's where I get like those lines that are going all over the sweater. This is actually really fun. You could get super creative with it. And let me tell you, if you live in a hot area with a lot of sunshine, this is gonna go by so much faster, because I did one when we actually had some heat and sunshine here, and it dried within like 5 minutes. This took all night for me to dry. So I just flipped it over, left the plywood in there. I'm gonna hang dry it, and I'm gonna allow it to do its thing. Next, I get a Bella canvas t-shirt, And you can see I'm just putting it over that plywood, and I'm gonna lay it down, and this way I don't saturate the back of our shirt. Now this one I'm gonna do it a little differently. I wanted to do a circle, and I'm freehanding this. Some people actually like tape off the space they're gonna be working with, but I was just going with the flow and it ended up working out for me. So I have it on spray for this, then I'll turn it to stream, and that's where you're gonna get the fun lines, and then I hang it up and do the back. Now, after these dried, I threw them in a cold wash cycle inside out, and then I threw them on a tumble dry after that. So now we get our Cricut heat press. I prepped the t-shirt first for 5 seconds. Now I'm putting my heat transfer vinyl on there. My Cricut Easy Press on 335, 15-second increments. And you can see the Easy Press is obviously smaller than my graphic, so I have to do it in sections. But y'all, this is so easy. So that took me a minute total. I'm gonna turn it around, apply heat for like 5 seconds on the back. Now this is Sizer Easy Weed Heat Transfer Vinyl, so you peel it while it is still hot. So I just wait like a couple seconds so it's, you know, cool enough for me to actually touch it. And I peel it back and I have this stunning shirt. Now I wanted to show you the second one. So this was our sweater. Again, 335, 15 seconds. And you guys, I just think this is such a fun way of personalizing a Christmas gift. It's going to be something they're actually going to want to wear. If you have like teens in your life and stuff, like these shirts are so hot right now. And like I said, this sweater was only $8 at Walmart. You could get shirts 40% off, I think, every day at Hobby Lobby. And it took me 2 days because I actually had to wait a long time for my bleach to dry. But so awesome. Let me know if it inspired you to get out those Cricut machines. And I believe you can do heat transfer with a regular, like everyday iron. It's just going to take you a little bit more time and you're just going to have to apply a little bit more pressure. But y'all, do these not look like retail shirts? Like, yes, ma'am. Those are so cute. Let me know what you think. Right. This next little add-on that we're going to add to the buy now, I was inspired by these tags that I saw on Pinterest, and I was like, I have like a stamp that looks exactly like that. So this project, I took all these wood discs I had gotten, I don't know how long ago, and I painted them in skeleton blue, aviary, apothecary, and crinoline. Actually, I did not paint them. I lied. My children painted them for me. And then I'm going to take the antiquity stamp. And y'all, this was such a fun project to do because I was able to get out so many of my stamps that I've kind of just forgotten about and was able to play around with them, see what was in them. Because I think you all know, like once you start like adding on to your collection, it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind, unless like something jogs your memory. So this was so much fun to take out different stamps that I hadn't used in a long time. So we did the antiquities. I'm going to do black permanent ink on all of these. And then I also took out the prestige stamp. And you guys, this one right here in the prestige stamp, the way I'm saying it, it is the nest with the eggs in it. So this is what how I thought to do this. I feel like I have like the worst mom brain. It's not even funny. And then I used the birds from this stamp. I even got my crockery stamps out, which I have not used in a minute. So again, so much fun. A fun project to do, like I said, in bulk, like I'm doing. Have your kids help you, your spouse help you, and just have fun stamping away. Now, these 3 lines, this came from a Christmas stamp, but the new stamp actually does have like a long line thing in it. You guys are like, girl, you need to go to bed. But anyways, we're going to put this on the back. So these are actually useful. So these are going to be sold as gift tags. With these lines, people can now like write to, from, or a little note, and they could stick them like on a wine bottle, on a package, whatever you want. I put some slits into some fabric and tore some strips out. And then I am going to just hot glue these right on there. And I'm just going to do that to the rest of them, and then you could clear them with clear wax. I wouldn't clear the back of them though, because then you wouldn't be able to write on them. And I don't think people are going to be putting these around water anytime soon. So I think we will be fine. And you can have fun with them. I was going to do ribbon, but the ribbon was way too bulky. So I decided not to go for that and go for the ribbon. But let's take a closer look at these gift tags because they are so stinking adorable. And these will be something that are chosen at random. So they're not going to be able to pick because I'm not going to picture every single one of them. These will be something that people purchase and take a gamble. I mean, they're all cute. How can you take a gamble on them? And then they will just be chosen at random. But these are adorable if you're somebody that likes accessorizing your packages. I mean, this is for you. You can hang these on anything. So the next one. Now, if you were on my live on Facebook, then you'll know that I took the lazy way out and grabbed my heat press instead of ironing all of these, and it worked out pretty great. So I pre-folded these and then pressed them. That way I could keep my seams or lines, I guess you could say, intact. So I knew where the front of my tea towel was. You can get a really big pack of these at Walmart and they are so inexpensive. I like to pre-wash mine because they shrink like crazy. So I am going to start on my first panel and I'm going to tape off the sides because I want to layer over my rooster and I don't want it to get on the other panels of the towel. So I am going to grab my rooster and I am going to coat him with, is it black? I think I'm going to use black here. And this is the La Campagne. You guys, I'll just link it, okay, in the description box. And I am going to use my brayer and I am going to push that down. This helps the ink really get in to our fabric here. And it leaves such a beautiful and clear, crisp image. Then I laid my mask over it. I grabbed another stamp that comes in this same set and I put the tomato ink on this one. And you can see how using the mask allows us to overlap our stamps without creating a hot mess. I'm going to stamp the florals on here at least 3 times. And because I'm extra, I'm not going to stop there. I want more detail. I think that's what's so fun about creating and just adding that extra oomph to things. So I grabbed this floral stamp and I actually put it on every panel, making sure that when I turned my towel around, that I made sure to also turn my stamps around. Now for our second one, we are coming into our Reverie stamp. Oh my gosh, can we just put these stamp names in English, please? And I'm going to use the China Blue ink. And I'm going to stamp this on the bottom with my thin mount. Again, using that brayer to really push that ink into our fabric. I'm also going to lay out some stamps. And this is what I love about the thin mount is it is 12 inches wide. It's very long. So I'm able to pick up everything in one scoop. Love it. And I do have this stamp in stock, you guys. So thank you for hanging in there with me while I build up my inventory of IOD stuff. So as you can see, I didn't do the little wispies on the side of her because those are not going to fit into our front panel. So after I do that, I'm going to flip her on around. And again, we are going to press it. Nope, that was uneven. Now we're going to press it. And these are going to be so much fun to do, you guys, because you can do them with all colors. You can customize it like this little cherub one. You can put somebody's initial in the little frame that they are around. And then, of course, I need to add more to it. So I got the urn and I put it on the right and the left side of this image. Now our last tea towel, I just wanted to have fun with it. So I took the primitive stamp, never used it before, so I had to sand it down a little bit. And then I'm going to just lay out my pieces first. I just wanted to have fun with this one, use all of my colors of ink and just go for it. So I sporadically put different flowers places. I added the hearts that come in here. And then we were going to grab that thin mount once again, pick up all of our stamps at the same time. And I'm going to go in with our green ink. I'm also going to, I think it's called grass. I could be wrong. I'm a great salesman, aren't I? I know all the names of everything. And then I'm also going to use the tomato color. And then one surprising color, which I have not used ever, is the turmeric, which is a beautiful yellow color. It was very unexpected and I actually liked it. We're also going to use the china blue as well. Then we're going to flip this one on around and we're going to use that brayer once again and then pull that up. And isn't that just so fun and quirky? And then, of course, I added some to the bottom panels on the right and left. I love how these tea towels turned out. This is a very affordable gift. You can make like a little collection of like 3 of them for somebody, or again, for yourself. And what I love, the little details that I put on the other panels, I just always think of myself as somebody receiving a gift or buying something. And if I were to get this towel and open it up and see that little added extra detail, I would be so excited. And I would think it would be like the cutest little added bonus to buying something like this. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm doing kind of like the same thing but different, but I'm just trying to kind of inspire you and give you multiple ideas of how you can create different things. Now, all right, this next one I'm keeping too. This was a scrap of wood. It's like a huge block. I don't even know what this wood would be called. And I am taking Plaster by Waverly. And again, you guys, you do you. If these aren't your colors, if this isn't your vibe, use the idea and use like your own graphics and creativeness. But I just want to show you the concept behind it. So I'm going to paint the front, the back, and the sides because this is going to be another freestanding sign. After that, I'm going to take my Dollar Tree twine. I'm going to hot glue a piece of it to the back of my piece of wood. Now I'm going to go around it 4 times nice and straight, and I'm making sure that I'm holding this very tightly. I do not want this twine loose at all. Then I go around it like 4 more times, but a little bit more messy. And then I stop and I'm like, oh, this is a boho vibe. I need to add something else. So I grab my natural wood beads and I am just going to string them on to this piece of twine. I put about 5 on. I don't glue them down, so like you can actually move them, group them together, whatever you want to do. I just make sure that twine is nice and tight, and then I'll tack it off on the back with some hot glue. So after that is done, I take my design that I made, and for my members, I know I already released these designs. I'll give you another link because I put this one in there too. So I'm going to take the rainbow and I'm going to do the rainbow first. I don't know how to work my Cricut. I'll learn. Okay, so using the stencil vinyl, I'm going to do 3 different colors. And if y'all didn't know, this is my vibe for Baby M's Nook. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping this for sure. And I'm using Mustard by Arteza. This is like their outside acrylic paint. I'm going to do 2 coats of each color. Then I took like a bunch of different pinks. I think I took hazelnut, sandstone, which were like browns, and then Diva pink acrylic paint, and made this beautiful like mauve pink color. Now this next color is sandstone. This is the new color from Waverly, so you can see how light it is. It is like peachy tannish. I don't know. It's like the perfect neutral color. So if you do see the sandstone in the new Waverly colors, pick it up because I feel like this is going to be a hot color to use all year long. So you could see how it looks against the plaster. Love it. So After that's dry, I'm just going to add one final addition, and that is going to be putting Mom on here. I love this. This comes out so cute. And I'm just going to use hazelnut for this color. And like I said, if the rainbow isn't your vibe, like put flowers or a butterfly or whatever like your mom represents to you, that is what you can put right in this space, or just a saying. And this is how it turned out. You stick your photo right in that twine, and I love it. It makes me smile so big. I cannot wait to put a photo of myself and baby M in there, and it just goes with her nook so well. All right, you guys, this is like a cheating one because we all know how easy this is. Again, this mug from Dollar Tree. Y'all gotta look out. These, I swear the big mugs are either randomly on the end cap or they are stuffed towards the back on like the third row, not eye level. So make sure you check, because I have been finding stunning mugs and they are not Dollar Tree brand at all. But for $1, no, but oh my gosh, like these are going to make great gifts, even for your neighbors. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes. Okay. So we're going to make this look a little bit more Christmassy. So I'm just tying a quick little bow. I was kind of on the struggle bus with this bow. There we go. Cute. It's glittery. And then we are going to take some fluffy little socks, and I'm going to put it towards the bottom so that it gives us some lift so that you can see what we're sticking in there. Some snowman hot cocoa, and then we're going to put some peppermint spoons in there. If you were able to find the chocolate spoons, that would be cute to stuff in there as well. And then I was thinking, if it's someone you know, maybe put like little individual, like little tiny marshmallows in there in like a little bag. Or you can include like a $5 Starbucks gift card and give this to an employee or a coworker, the mailman. You know why I love this one. So this is a 1x6. And I cut this one 16 inches long. I'm taking antique wax by Waverly and a baby wipe. Usually I would use wood stain, but I wanted this to dry very quickly. So I'm going to stain the front, the back, and the sides, everything. I'm going to go ahead and just hit this with my heat gun to speed up the drying process. And then I do head over to my Cricut, and I did design this. If you guys want me to put this in my Etsy shop, just comment down below. So we are going to put Grill Master here. This is, I guess, is it a decal or a stencil? I don't know. We're going to lay this down on here. And this is what I love, you guys, about having a Cricut, is that you have the option to personalize anything you want. So it's not just something standard that you can buy online. You can really personalize it to the person. And like for John, he's all about America. He loves American flags, all that stuff. So this was very fitting. So after we're done with this, I am going to take Nautical by Folk Art. It's their chalk paint. And we are going to take a chip brush as well, and we are going to paint. After I'm done pushing those down, make sure it's down. Look at how pretty this blue is, you guys. I love this. And I am doing a messier coat. That's just my preference. If it's not yours, feel free to do as you like with your paint. So you guys, we're going to cover this, and I want you guys to know, at Home Depot, Lowe's, ask them where their clearance section is for wood. Sometimes it's free. Sometimes they have random cuts and they're like 75, 80% off. So that is always an option as well. Now we're going to go ahead and weed this out. You can also make this, you guys, with a Dollar Tree sign. You just won't be able to attach a bottle opener to it, but you can definitely glue hooks to it. So keep that in mind as another option. So after we are through weeding this, look at how beautiful that wood grain looks peeking through. There ain't nothing like a handmade wood sign, let me tell you. Okay, you guys, I want to apologize. I do clear this with Helmsman spar urethane. It protects against the elements. But the next step, my camera decided, well, my phone decided it didn't have any more storage and decided not to film the next part of this DIY. So I do take you through, and so you know, I do 2 coats on the front, the back, and the sides, because this is going to be outside and I want it to be able to withstand if it rains or if it's out in the sun, whatever it may be. So again, that's spar urethane. So I want to show you, I didn't want you guys to feel gypped. I take my bottle opener. I think it's a 20 pack on Amazon. They do come with their own screws. However, those screws were too long for this wood. So I take my 1/2 inch screws. I go ahead and screw those into the top and the bottom. And then after that, I take Rich Black by Folk Art, and I'm going to go ahead, since I do not have black screws, and I am going to paint them black. All right, so then for my hooks, I take these 1 1/4 cup hooks, and you can either like drill a hole and then put them in, or as you can see right here, I just push it in and just twist, and it screws right in. I'm just showing you this because I didn't want you guys to feel gypped on this DIY since it didn't record. So before you do this, before you put on the bottle opener and the screw, you need to put the sawtooth hangers on the back. I put one on the sign on the sides right there. You're going to nail them in place, and then you will be done with your sign. So I apologize for losing that footage, and it's not the first time in this video because it happens again on the next DIY. So thanks for hanging in there with me, you guys. Okay, so after this, I don't know why we're still filming this, but you guys can see me take it apart here because I don't want to start this voiceover all over again. So there's that. Okay, any day now, Sammy. All right, you guys, so how are you doing? What are you doing for Father's Day? Oh, there we go. And this is how it turns out. I love it. There's hooks, so Dad could put his spatula or his tongs, whatever it is. And then, shoot, Grill Master, this would go to Mom too, but this is Father's Day DIYs. Okay,
this next one is going to be 8 by 24. I had pre-stained this and never used the piece of wood, so, use what you got. And I am going to paint this with Linen White by Rust-Oleum. Now, remember, you guys, if you don't have wood on hand, you can make all these signs using Dollar Tree items. So keep that in mind. So we are going to paint the front and the sides. I'm not going to paint the back because the wood is stained. It looks presentable, so I figured it was good to go. Next, I'm going to take this I took it outside, sanded it down with 220 grit sandpaper. That way I got all of those brush strokes and it left me with a nice, clean, smooth surface so we don't have any bleeds under our stencil vinyl. Now I use Oramask 813 stencil vinyl and I use Transfer Ease transfer tape. Both of these are in my Amazon store located in my description box. So we're going to take that off. I just eyeball things, you guys. I'm not a measurer person. So, sometimes things come out crooked. It is what it is. But this one, it's cursive. So, you can't really mess up. Now I'm taking the new blue from Waverly. You guys, I forgot what it's called. Night Sky, I think. But I will tell you, it looks exactly like Nantucket Blue from Folk Art. So if you do have that in your collection, you do not need to run out and buy this color. But I am just using my stencil brush from Dollar Tree. Usually I would use my foam roller on something this big. However, since I had such a small container of this paint, I didn't want to waste it. So I decided to go with the stencil brush. I'm going to do 2 coats of this paint on here. We are going to let it dry in between coats. I just use my heat gun on my cool setting. Then we peel it off. Dun, da, da. And it's the magnificent reveal when there's no bleeds and it looks fantastic. So we're going to weed all of our nooks and crannies out. I do spray it with a clear matte by Rust-Oleum. I sprayed it twice, 2 healthy coats. Now I attach my D-hooks. These are also in my Amazon link. And I love D-hooks for signs you're going to hang things on because they have a lot of weight and you don't have to worry about it going crooked on you. Next, I'm going to take these little clips and I'm going to screw them in. Now, you can use twine and then just staple it to the back or hot glue it if you're using like a Dollar Tree sign, and then use clothespins. I like these. They're a little bit more heavy duty. It kind of looks cleaner to me. Just watch when you're screwing these in, because as you're holding it in place, when you put the screw in, it kind of moves your clip just a little bit. So keep that in mind, but I am going to put 5 total on here. I am keeping this for myself, and I am putting it in my workspace because my kids always bring me down their coloring pages. So this would be such a great present for a mom with a kid, you know, like in elementary school. You change mom's brag board to Nana's brag board. So many ways you can go with this, and I love it, and that's why I'm
got a bunch of these not toolboxes. These are actual lunch boxes. And from my girl Jackie at Lewisburg Market Street, and they were only $3 each. This actually belonged to Dick Norman at one time, but I'm sorry, we are going to need to take your label name off. So all I had to do was clean this up on the inside, and then I also cleaned the outside of it too. I'm going to take this transfer, which you guys, I don't have on my website yet, but I am hoping to put it in my next order. And I am going to cut out the fish on here. Now, I did one little panel, but I'm going to kind of cut that up so I can place some of the fish myself, because they didn't fit and they didn't go where I wanted it to go. So I did not clear this lunch pail at all. I just cleaned it, and the transfers are sticking straight to the lunch pail. So I am pushing that transfer down and lifting the carrier sheet as I go. I'm going to make sure to burnish this. So I'm going to rub that transfer sheet on there, making sure that that transfer is nice and adhered to that lunch box. Then I'm going to cut out some other random fish, make it fit how I want it to. And then I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to put bigger fish on the back. Now, I did not put transfers on the top of the lid or the side of the lunchbox. And I did that because I did not want it to look too kitty. I want this to hopefully be used by somebody, and I didn't want it to feel, like I said, like it was for a child where there's like a graphic everywhere. So after I'm done with putting the transfers on, I'm going to grab Big Top, and I'm going to seal all around this. This will kind of seal in any of, like, I don't think this was actually rusting, but you know what I'm saying, the old paint. It's also going to seal in our transfers as well. And I hope that whoever buys this actually uses it. I hope that the gentleman in their life will actually take this fishing with them, pack a lunch. It was made in the USA. I think it is the coolest thing that we are able to give items like this new life. Like, this could have been thrown in the trash, and now somebody can use it and love it all over again, but with just a new little added twist to it. And I think that's cool. And look, Norman's name is actually still showing up on the side, which is even cooler. So you guys, if you want more gift ideas, please let me know, because I could not fit all of my ideas in this one video. We see how long it became. All right, this one, easy peasy. Y'all, that is seriously from Dollar Tree. That mug is from Dollar Tree. These cookies, I busted those open right after this video and ate the crap out of them. They're so good. Okay, so you guys, the white basket didn't work. So we're going in with one of the Dollar Tree gold baskets. Again, I didn't really have any filler or anything, you guys, so I'm just working with what I got. Use your imagination here. This mug is so stunning. This would be like $10, $9 at Home Goods or TJ Maxx, or it is so big and beautiful. Put some cookies in there, some hazelnut creamer, and then I put those little Keurig cups. I don't know what they're called, you guys. I don't have one of these machines. And the black casings were ugly, so I opened it up, and I don't have one, so I didn't know what they look like. And I was like, oh, no, that's not going to work. I thought maybe they'd be pink and pretty, but they're not. So I would probably put like a little bit of stuffing on the top, or even maybe put some like cozy socks like on top of it to hide like the black shells of them. But this would be so cute. Put a little ribbon or a bow in the front. Put it on your coworker's desk. Now they have a mug for work. They have their own personal little coffee creamer and their cookies to snack on in the morning. And this is cute. Like I said, like these are very like non-personal gifts. So they can go anywhere, anytime. They could be white elephant gifts, coworker gifts,
On my
friends.
channel, you guys know I like coasters. So I want to show you options. So we have the ceramic coasters. These are from Home Depot. They're 8 cents each, you guys. 8 cents. Then we have the black ones, which are Dollar Tree. Those are $1 each. And let me tell you, the bath tile ones are a lot bigger and hello, way cheaper. So I say go with those. So we are going to cut down our scrapbook paper. Oh, Hank's going to start, you guys. I'm going to cut these down to 4x4 pieces. Now, these are going to be smaller than my ceramic tile. And the reason I do that is because these tiles are like, they taper off at the edges. So I don't want like an overhang. I don't want the paper coming up on me. So I just make them a little smaller so I know that they're going to lay flat. So I'm going to cut all of our paper. Now I'm going to go over to the Dollar Tree coaster, apply some Mod Podge. Now I say you don't need a lot of Mod Podge, y'all. Put a light coat on the coaster, a light coat on your paper. Then you're going to apply it on there. You're going to get this little spatula thing. This, I believe you could get on plaid.com. And this is going to push all of that excess Mod Podge out, any of the bubbles you have. And let me tell you, these came out absolutely seamless. I don't know why. I love making coasters. I made coasters last year. I make coasters all the time. Who am I kidding? All right, so we're gonna do this step for the ceramic coasters as well in a different scrapbook design, of course. Now with these, like I said, I make the scrapbook paper a little smaller, so you're gonna have the edges showing. Now, if it's appropriate, you could leave it white, but for me, I wanted to use this gray chalk paint to kind of make like a faux concrete look. So I go around the edges of all four. I'm going to go ahead and let those dry, and then I am going to then apply the scrapbook paper. Exact same. Sorry if you hear pages. My kids are reading next to me. No, I'm not sorry because they're reading, so that makes me happy. So I'm going to go ahead and apply these. We're going to let them dry. Then we apply another coat of Mod Podge on top. Now, this is not going to be the last step. We are going to take it a step further here. I'm going to use this Krylon clear glaze. It's like a triple thick glaze, and this will protect it even further from the condensation, heat, and it just takes it up a notch, like look-wise. It just makes it look more like a finished product. So make sure you wear a mask. You're in a well-ventilated area because this stuff is stinky. Like, it smells so bad. You're going to spray an even coat. So you're going to like go right, and then you're going to come back again left, and then you're going to let this dry for 2 to 3 minutes, and then you come back, you do a second coat, let them cure overnight, and then you have yourselves these stunning coasters. So these, absolutely beautiful. I did put the adhesive cork from Dollar Tree on the back with a little bit of hot glue, and these look like something that you'd get at Anthropology. Like, I hope my sister-in-law loves these. And you guys, like I said, the personalization, and they're so inexpensive to create. So if you're on a tight budget this year, dude, go get the Home Depot tiles and make these. So inexpensive. Look at these. These are like, I don't know, Pottery Barn? Maybe not Pottery Barn. Where?
Easy peasy. This one, caboodle, I'm talking. Okay, so I found these at Dollar Tree. I got so lucky. And keep in mind, you can use baskets, you can use whatever you want. And then these little hair bands, look at these. So I bought actually one for each of the girls that we play with a lot, which is 3 of them. And I'm going to make them these little kits. We got some LOL press-on nails, and they work great. Everly's tried the frozen ones, and they are so adorable and so easy to apply. Then I got my little bag here. We got some little lip balm in here. And then we're going to add some nail polish. Everly is allowed to use nail polish. You know, she has to put it under like a magazine or something. She's such a good girl. She loves anything girly like this stuff. Now, I wouldn't include the nail polish for my kids' friends because I don't think they want that mess happening. You guys, that headband, yes, those are from Dollar Tree too. Has the original tags on the back. I think they were like $5. The same thing with these hair ties. But look at that, you guys. So you could put it like that, put a ribbon, or you could put the shrink wrap on there as well if you want. Or what I tried, I was like, let me see if people could actually close this. So I put them all in there. And you guys, keep in mind, like if you don't want it to be makeup and you did grab some of these caboodles, you can turn this into like a stationery kit with some like crayons, notepads, pens, and things like that. And that would be super cute too. Look at how cute that is. I love it. And you guys, that was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, $7. $7 for that. And that is so much. It would keep them so busy. All right. This one, I believe, is the last one, you guys. And this is another caboodle. And like I said, remember, you can use gift baskets. They also sell caboodles, I think, at like Five Below and things as well, if you have one local to you. And all of my Barbie finds. Okay. Now, you guys, if you were not fortunate enough to find these, I know like the stores are hit and miss. Remember, the stuff at Dollar Tree, the other toys, my kids absolutely love. And right now they are coming out with so much stuff in their gift section. So make sure that you go over there, get all those little pieces, and then just put these little bundles together. Those are like those little mystery bags. And there we go. That's it. So easy. Love that it's all Barbie. And again, I collect these things over time. It's not like I went to the store and just picked them up. Nice one. This is from, I think, Wally World. And I'm going to take, is it Antique Wax do I take? I think I take Antique Wax. Yep. And I'm going to take a baby wipe again. We're going to go ahead and rub that in the front, the back, on the inside of the frame. Again, it's a freestanding frame, meaning you're going to be able to see the back. So make sure that it's a finished product, especially if you're going to give it to someone. Finish the back of it. So after you're done with your staining, you're going to go ahead and let this dry. Again, with the antique wax, you could hit it with your heat gun and it will be awesome. So next I raided my husband's garage and I took some nuts and I took some washers. I am taking my thick adhesive by Starbond. I chose to use this instead of my hot glue gun because hot glue and metal tend to kind of like peel away from each other. So I just put these in random places. I chose to put the washers in there just to add a little bit more detail, I guess you can say. But this was really fun. If you have older kids, if you have like a low temp glue gun or something, it would be fun to do with them. But this would also be super cute, you know, like if you have a newborn and you want to make something for, you know, your spouse or whatever it may be. I think that this ended up actually looking pretty, I don't want to say upscale because it's not like it's like crazy fancy, but I think it looked super clean. So then after I'm done with this, I head over to my Cricut and I just type in the words that I want to use. I cut them with my Cricut and then we are going to transfer them right on to our wood frame. Geez, could I have done a worse job editing this video? Oh, okay. Anyways, we're fine. We're fine. Y'all are here, right? Are you still here? Comment down below if you're still here with a screwdriver. Do they even have one of those? I don't know. Okay, so I just used matte white vinyl and it just says, "We're nuts about you, Dad." And then of course you could put their picture in there and you have yourselves such a cute frame. He could hang this in his garage. He could just have it in the house or his office. I just thought it was so cute. My husband was a mechanic by trade for a very long time. So this was just very fitting and I love it. And I can't wait to put a picture of the kids. That's Everly when she's a baby. Oh, that seems so long ago. Okay, the last DIY. All right, we're going to be starting with some mason jar lids. You can buy a pack of these at Walmart and they're super inexpensive. And then I'm taking my Groove Books. If you guys don't know what Groove Books is, it's an app on your phone, and for $3.99 a month, you can upload 100 photos and you get them in these cute little books. They have the months on them. And for me, with social media and technology and all of that stuff, I really love having physical pictures to like hang up and frame and just things to put away, because who knows where Instagram is going to be or Facebook or whatever when I'm older. So it's just a great way to keep them, you know, close to your heart. So I'll leave the link for these down below. I believe the link gives you your first book free. And then again, like I said, it's $3.99 a month after that. And that includes shipping. So anyways, all I did was take the inside of the mason jar. I went ahead and traced out my photo. And then I'm going to hot glue the inside of the mason jar to the lid. Does that make sense? I feel like I say that all the time. Okay, so then I ran and I got some cardstock. And it doesn't matter what color the cardstock is. I just wanted to give this a thicker background, I guess you could say. And I also didn't want the hot glue to go directly onto my photo. I want it to go on this piece of paper so it doesn't wilt my photo up. Now, when you're cutting these, y'all, you got to make sure to cut pretty clean, because there's not going to be really any way to cover up those edges. So then I'm just taking my photos and I'm just cutting now around, getting that extra cardstock off. And now they feel like nice and thick. So I'm going to do the same thing with the other mason jar lids, just putting the insides in there. Voila, so easy. And then I'm taking my detailed Surebonder glue gun, and I'm using this one because it's not as high of a heat. I didn't want it to like melt anything or warp the pictures. So that's why I chose to use a lower heat glue gun. And then I'm just putting them in here. And you guys, if you like simple and clean looking stuff, you can just stop here. You could be done. But you know, I have to add more. So I'm taking this Dollar Tree ribbon and I'm going to put this around. Now, initially I started creating these and I was like, oh, I'm going to make these for my mother-in-law. And then my husband came home and saw them on the fridge and I go, so I decided I needed to keep them. I just love them so much. So closing that off, now I'm taking more ribbon and we're going to cut these into small sections. And y'all, we are going to make little mini messy bows, okay? So now I'm taking some twine and I'm just looping that around, looping. That way I don't have to cut like piece by piece by piece. Hank, get out of the trash. Sorry about that. And now we're gonna take our burlap, and this is also from Dollar Tree as well. And we're gonna cut those into smaller sections. And now we're gonna build our messy bow. So with messy bows, y'all, it is just about overlapping, crisscrossing, putting the ribbon in different directions so you can see them all when you place it together. I love these messy bows. Amber Strong, I see her a lot on Facebook. She does some awesome messy bows. You should definitely check her out. I do also have a bow video, and I will link that above and in the description box. So tying that off, I want this to be full and fluffy. So just fan it out. And then we are going to take a dollop of hot glue. And I want this to stand up so that when it's on the fridge, you're going to see the bow. I don't want it laying on top of the mason jar lid. I want it sticking up. So that's why I put a hefty amount of hot glue. And look at, oh my gosh, these are so cute. And then with the rest of them, y'all, I just kind of got ribbon and burlap and stuff that went with the colors on the photos. So for instance, this is a Easter photo. So I got some like peachy colors, burlap, some sparkly ribbon, and y'all are gonna just add as much as you want. Make them as full as you want. Have fun with them. So then I decided I wanted a little more to this bow. So I'm cutting dovetails. And then after I was like, you know what, this could be easier. Crafted by Corey, she folds her ribbons in half, folds them again, and then cuts the dovetail. And hello, genius. less work, and I'm all about less work. And then I'm just taking my lighter and just kind of scorching the bottom so that we don't have fraying. And then we're gonna just start building that again, crisscross, layer them in different directions. So that way when you tie them together, you're gonna see all of these beautiful colors and textures, and it just makes for one gorgeous, gorgeous bow. So then I'm just tying the twine, and then I'm going to loop it around so that you can see that twine in the front too. And then I'm just gonna tie it off in the back with a knot. There you go. And then again, my burlap was like falling apart, so be careful. This is Dollar Tree burlap. Burlap ribbon, what is it? Is this burlap ribbon? Yeah. Okay, and then again, a big dollop right where that seam was. So make sure when you're placing the ribbon that you're putting it towards the top so you can cover that seam up with your bow. Oh, in this bow, y'all, I put some lace, some twine, and like this satin fuchsia ribbon. And I covered the sides of it. I just wrapped a bunch of twine. And y'all, are you ready for this reveal? Haha, just kidding. Don't even know what I'm doing here. So we're gonna put magnets on it. Oh my gosh, I cracked myself up. I'm glad I could laugh at myself because my kids don't think I'm funny. So now I'm just taking these. Now keep in mind, y'all, there is a big pack of magnets that have 12 in it and a small pack of magnets that have 14 in it. So these are the bigger ones. And look at how adorable these turn. I could not get, I'll make her more, I promise. But like, these were just gorgeous. What do you all think about these? And they're so easy to make, no time at all. These did not take me a long time. Love them. You guys have seen me make one of these in a previous DIY, probably like a month ago. I cut the Dollar Tree wood signs down to 5, 8, and 11 inches. You do need 2 of these in total. I then am going to take elephant gray. I'm going to paint the front, the back, the sides, everything. And I only needed 1 coat of this one, 2 coats on the side that had the image. Then taking the longest one, I'm going to do this in Rich Black by Folk Art. Now, use whatever color, you know, your dad or grandpa like. Again, I chose these colors based off of what I thought John would like, and he's very like wears black everyday kind of guy. And then of course the green one had to be white, right? Like, so I had to do 3 coats all over this one. And then after we're done with this, I wanted to sand it down and distress it, but since this white was over green, I was afraid that the green would come through. So I decided against it. I grabbed Hazelnut by Waverly, my stencil brush from Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna use this to act as like wood, basically. So when I distress, I like to get my brush and I start from the outside and move inwards. That way the heavier distressing is on the edges where it naturally would distress. And this actually looks like the wood is coming through the paint, which was exactly what I was going for. I just think it adds more depth and detail to the piece instead of flat. So you guys, this is, again, I went to the Cricut. I made some vinyl decals. I did not film it. Well, I did film it. My phone didn't film it. I'm blaming it on my phone, so I apologize for that. But this is how it turns out. Dad, a son's first hero, a daughter's first love. Again, you guys, if you want me to put these decals in my Etsy shop, please let me know and I will do that. But you guys, I hope you enjoyed these Father's Day DIYs. They were quick. They were very easy, and there's something
which is very easy. This would be very cute for like a couple that just had a new baby or anything like that. I am going to use this beautiful, I'm sorry you guys, so rude to yawn, but I'm so tired and it's so dreary outside. It's just that weather, you know. So I'm taking this beautiful piece of wood. Look at that. Oh my goodness, all of that color, that gray in there. I was not about to stain this beauty, not happening. So I'm going to take my stencil, and I've explained to you guys, if you have watched a lot of my wood videos, that
a lot of times when I first started making wood signs and in my YouTube videos, I used permanent vinyl as a stencil, and you still can, and I still probably would sometimes. I would use permanent vinyl if I was doing it on a raw piece of wood or a stained piece of wood, because I know it's not going to pill up any kind of paint. So if you guys are in a bind, you don't have stencil vinyl, you can use permanent vinyl on any surface that isn't actually paint, because if you are trying to put this over paint, it'll pill it up. So this is just saying 2 + 2 = family. And I'm going to lay that on there, and all I'm going to do here is paint. I didn't want to stain it. Like I said, that wood grain was so beautiful, was not about to touch it. So I'm going to peel back that Transfer Ease vinyl tape. And I even got it pretty darn straight. Oh my goodness. And if I had time, you guys, I would put these SVG vials up for sale, but I doubt I'm going to get to it. But if I do, I will put these on my website. So I am just taking some painter's tape, and I am going to go around the edges because I did not make this stencil wide enough. So we don't want to get paint anywhere on our edges. I'm going to take some linen white, linen chalk paint. Yeah. And I am going to take my sponge roller, and I am going to do 2 coats of this for a nice smooth finish. Remember, never push down on your roller, because that will cause you to have bleeds underneath your vinyl. I'm going to go ahead and let that dry, and you could also hit this with like a cool setting on your hair blow dryer or your heat gun, and then you're going to peel this baby off. And I love how this turned out. I don't know. I don't think I have this. No, it wouldn't even work anyways, because now we have Montgomery. So there's that. But very cute and simple way. And like I said, you guys, especially if you're doing these wood gifts, if you go to Home Depot, if you don't have a cutting machine, buy a 1x6, buy like an 8-foot one, and then have them cut them down to about either 14 or 16 inch pieces, and you're going to get quite a few pieces of wood out of that 8-foot, and then you can make tons of these gifts with them. So it will also be almost an inexpensive gift as well. And wood prices are going down, it says, so I'm really excited about that. And look at how cute. And you're going to flip this around. You could put a sawtooth hanger on here. If, again, this is last minute, you don't have sawtooth hangers, then go ahead and get some twine and then staple it to the back of this, and they can hang it with twine as well. So that's another option and substitution for the sawtooth hanger. And look at how cute that turned out. Some kid ones, you guys. So these are the Hot Wheels. You guys, those Hot Wheels, stunner, okay? And then some slime. One of the kids walked in when I was doing this, so I was like, get out of here. Okay. So this could range from, so like my little boy, I'm giving these to him and he will just play with the Hot Wheels. But these Hot Wheels, you guys, I think it says like 8 and up, because they actually connect to like an app, and they can see other racers racing their cars and stuff like that. I thought this was really cool. It's simple. $2, you guys. And this could be a great gift if you're going somewhere and you don't want to be, empty-handed, and, your friends have kids, or your, grandson is coming over and you just want something cute on the table when they come over for breakfast on Christmas. Here you go. So simple. And I can't believe it's $2 and it does not look $2. Okay. Next little boy gift. Easy, you guys. So we all know that Dollar Tree has Hot Wheels, right? Well, my husband and son are addicted to these, and we find some of the coolest ones at Dollar Tree, and we'll collect all of these little cool ones. This one was like a Chevrolet, like a push car that we found as well. And then we're just putting them in a basket, you guys. And again, like I said, I don't have it, but like the little shrink wrap on top. To make Epson 16600, something like that. Right there you go. That thing. And this prints 13 by 19. So I can print all of this in one go. I don't have to do multiples. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and let's see, you do have to have special paper and special ink. So keep that in mind as well. And I know not everybody is going to have, of course, this is going to take forever, you guys. So just listen to me for a second. I know not everybody's going to have this, but I'm just showing you different ways that like I am trying to create add-ons in my Whatnot store to help. So I'm going to go to media quality. It's already on high quality paper and the best quality, which is what I want. And then it's going to load, and then it's going to start printing out of the printer. So I'm not going to put you through that. I will let you know when it's done. While that's printing, we're going to take this tote bag, and everything has to be like a special sublimation bag, cup, whatever it may be. I'm going to pre-press this with the heat. This is going to make sure that I get all of like the excess moisture out. And then we're going to go ahead and lay it down. We're going to take our sublimated image. I'm going to take some heat tape, and all of this I think is on my Amazon store link if you guys do have sublimation. I will then take the bag, set it in my heat press. It's at 395 for 60 seconds. We put a piece of paper on top of it, like a butcher block paper, so the ink does not transfer to our Teflon sheet. I then pick it up, and look at how gorgeous that is. This is one of my favorite designs. I love this design. It just speaks to me. I love it. So here's another one. I don't like the color that much, so I might have to go back to the drawing board with that one. And then you guys, this sweater. I have literally had this since I started bleaching. I used a vintage doily for the sleeves, and I've not done anything to it because I was waiting for like the perfect image. So when I made this thrift junkie one, I knew it needed to go on this sweater. It's like this sweater makes me so happy. So again, putting the image face down, we're going to tape it down so that image does not move. I did pre-press this. And then we are going to stick it under the heat press, 395, 60 seconds. You do have to adjust your pressure because obviously a sweater is a little thicker. And we are going to do the same thing. We're going to put that butcher block sheet of paper on, Teflon sheet. Now, sometimes when you are pressing and you're using heat, that bleach is gonna kind of get reactivated. Even though you've washed it, you've done the hydrogen peroxide, it'll turn like a brownish color. You're gonna spray that again with hydrogen peroxide and you'll see that lighten up. But I wanted to ensure that it came out pure white again. So I tossed it into the washing machine with some more hydrogen peroxide and hung it to dry, and it is perfection. Now, something else that's fast for me to make and sell are these sublimation mugs that I get on Amazon. I printed my images 3.5 by 3.5. This one totally came out crooked, even though I'm over here like eyeballing it, which I usually do. We are gonna use the same tape that we use for our shirts, the same paper. And the reason I put paper on the mug is so that none of the ink transfers to my machine. I want to keep it nice and pretty as much as possible. And this is just the Cricut mug press. So you pop it in, you walk away, and it will beep when it is done. You're going to need to let those mugs fully cool before you touch them because they are hot, hot, hot. And this one came out so crooked, you guys. But it's okay. I'll put it on like a Whatnot giveaway. So my loss, they're gained. So this is how they turned out. If you guys are not already on Whatnot, I'm going to leave a link down in the description box for you. Definitely join us. It is seriously such a fun place to hang out and chat with people that are like-minded, that like thrifty stuff, that like to, shop, all of that. So definitely join me. There's a $15 credit if you are a new customer to Whatnot. And I appreciate to make another wood piece. I'm going to leave these measurements down in the description box for you. So you're going to need a piece of 1x6 and a 1x4. I am going to stain. I'm going to use the baby wipe method. I did not want to wait for the stain to dry. So this is a great way of speeding up the process, but also getting the stain wood look. So all I do is I grab my baby wipe, I dip it in the lid of my chalk paint, and then I rub it over my wood. And this is a great way you could see, like you could still see the wood grain coming out. And the best part is get your heat gun on that thing and these dry immediately, just like if it were regular chalk paint. So after we're done with that, we're going to put it together. So my 1x6 is going to go as my base, and then I'm going to start building my box. Again, I'll leave the measurements down below for you. And with this, okay, so I'm lining it all up. Now I'm going to take wood glue. This is just wood glue from Dollar Tree. And I am going to put a nice thin, I'm not like a thin line, but like you don't want to like oversaturate it. So I'm going to do that so that they connect on the bottom. Then I'm going to get my clamps. You could get these at the hardware store. I think we got ours at Menards. And I am going to clamp them in the middle where the wood connects to each other. And you don't have to do this step at all. There's a lot of times I just would let it dry just like that. But the way my husband sanded these down, oh, we won't get into that. Oh, all right. So I go ahead and clamp those. We're going to let that dry. Once it's dry, I'm going to get my nail gun. That went through the side. So I'm going to just get that, tap it back in. There we go. And I'm going to put 2 on each side where the wood connects to each other. This is just added security. You don't want it falling apart. Now I'm going to drill a hole. I think this one was like 17/8 or I don't know. I'll put it in the description box. And you guys, this is the table underneath my measuring mat, which is so beautiful. I got it on Facebook for free. And I am going to go ahead and use permanent vinyl. You guys know I usually do paint, but I was in a time crunch, so I use permanent vinyl. But nonetheless, now you have yourselves this cute solo cup holder, and this is going to be a great gift for those friends that like to host gatherings or do events, like if you have like a lake house, things like that. And you could personalize the front to say so many different things, which is awesome. And it's something that somebody's actually going to use, which is the best part. Who wants a Christmas gift they're going to throw in the back of their closet? Not me. Okay, so this is the last one. I got this transfer paper from Walmart, and I wanted to give options out there to people that didn't have a Cricut. So these are fabric transfers, again, from Walmart. And they do come with with instructions, so I don't want to go too into detail, but I will definitely still walk you through the process. So it says that you need to have, obviously, a pillowcase below. You need to be doing it on a hard surface. It says do not do it on an ironing board. And I am taking tea towels that I got from Wally World. I already washed them and dried them since they're 100% cotton. And now I'm just ironing them out. Is there a trick to washing tea towels? Seriously, these look like a mess after you wash them. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't usually work with tea towels. All right, so now we're gonna go over to our computer and we're gonna get into Canva. Okay, you guys, so I am on Canva. Canva is free. You do have to like create an account. Not all images are free though. So right here you can see I chose 3 images already. 1, 2, and 3. Now I could only make them as big as my paper. So even though I measured that I could do my image about 10 by 10, obviously our paper is 8.5 by 11 inches. So I could only go 8.5 inches wide. Okay. So for like these images, just to show you, all I did was go to Elements. And then I had searched Boho. These are going to be for my sister-in-law, totally her vibe. And you can see there's like tons of images. Now I do have a paid account. So like the ones that say pro, those you do have to have a paid account for, but there are some free ones. So I just searched through here. I found a couple that, I don't know, I thought she would like and I thought were funky. So we are gonna print these onto our transfer sheets. Now I'm gonna load this into the printer. the stripe side is going to, oops, sorry if you saw that curse word, down, and then this is going to be the front. So the matte plain side is what we're going to print onto, okay? So when I go over here, I'm trying not to show you my mouse pad because it has curse words on it, but later. So when I download this, I do it as a PDF print. I want it high quality, and I'm going to download these. So I'm just saving them to my computer, and now we are going to print them out. All right, so I learned a couple things. I did do one prior to this one, and on the instructions it says cut like a 1/8 inch border around the image, which I did. Well, when I did that, it says anything that's white will be transparent when you apply the picture. Well, when they say it's going to be transparent, I mean, you could see the transparency. You could see the clear film around it. So for this one, I decided I was going to cut the entire image, leaving no white around it, and then see how it would look. So again, we're on a hard surface. I have a pillowcase down below. Make sure to use a lint roller. This stuff literally picks up any little tiny piece of lint that you got on there. Put it face down. You're going to use a household iron on the highest setting, which I think is like cotton. And then you have to have a firm hands, okay? Press down on that baby. It's going to take around 2 minutes or so. And this was definitely a learning curve. This would have gone a lot easier if you do have like an easy press or something. Would go a lot easier and faster. You could tell like I'm using pressure. You could see my knuckles. I'm like, let's do this. Okay, so then I peel it back, and you'll know like if it's really hard and it's not coming off, then just put that iron right back over it. It does state to peel it while it is hot. So I'm going to grab it and look at these. Look at all of that color. I mean, this is such a beautiful idea. You can make t-shirts, aprons, towels, all that stuff. So I found this image, you guys. I cut it out again. I didn't want any of the white around it. And this comes out seriously looking like it belongs in Pottery Barn Kids. I love it. I'm also sending these to my sister-in-law for Christmas as well. So again, using tons of pressure, a lot of heat, and did that for like around 2 minutes. Then while it's hot, I go ahead and peel this off. And this is, you guys, I mean, you can't buy this in a store. I made these especially for her and her vibe. And I think that's like really cool. Like nobody else, like if her friends come over and they're like, oh my gosh, that's adorable. Where can I get it? It's like nowhere. You can't get it anywhere else. And then I wanted to show you right here, like see how around this image you could see the clear. And then I was trying to show you all of the lint that got trapped underneath that clear right there. Was crazy. All right, so here is the final product. Look at how cute. It's a little bunny and a little dog. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love them. They also have sheets in there for dark fabrics as well. So Walmart, you guys. Gifts. All right, this one, another easy. Look at my Everett. He's so cute. I don't know the exact sizes. This came from an old video, you guys. So you're going to have to guesstimate here. I am just taking this wood. I believe I stained it with worn navy, and I'm going to take some twine. We're going to tie some knots. Look it, I had nails in this video. How cute. And I am going to staple that to the back. Now, when you wrap this around, you want to make sure this is super tight. It kind of loses its tightness. Does that make sense? As you play around with like putting different photos in. So you want to make this as tight as you possibly can so that it does not start sagging. So again, tie another knot on that. Double knot it if you can. Then you're going to take your stapler. You are not, I mean, you could hot glue this. If you don't have a stapler and you're in a bind, you can hot glue this, but it's not going to stay very tight like it would if you were stapling it. So I'm going to cut that excess off, flip it back over, take this felt flower. I think I got this on clearance at Michael's, and this one is done. And when I say these are quick, these are quick. Look at that. All done. I'm going to slide a little photo in there. And how cute would this be to give to like grandma, grandpa, or, you know, if you have kids, put a picture of like them and you in there when they were little. I think this would be so adorable. And I still have this. It's in my office. And here is a 4x6. This could be cute to give to coworkers, to give to someone that has like office space or, geez, anyone. It's an inspirational quote. So this was a random 2x4 that I had sitting in the garage. Again, not sure of the sizes, you guys. And I am going to use some of these paper flowers. Hobby Lobby, in their paper section, these go 50% off quite often. So wait for the sale because I definitely think they're a little pricey when they're regular price. Now I'm going to take Elephant by Waverly. No, and okay. I guess this is before I had steel and I wanted it light gray because I was like, what am I doing? And I'm going to give it a messy coat of paint. Anytime you have something that's freestanding, make sure you paint the back because it will be seen. So we're going to paint the front, the back, and the sides of this. You're going to let it dry, obviously. After we're done with that, then we are going to take your... yeah, I was like, you better paint the back, Sammy. Jeez Louise. Then we're going to flip this on over and we're going to take our decal. I made it with 6x1 Oracle vinyl. Oracle vinyl. No, not Oracle. Yeah, Oracle. Yeah, you guys, I'm a mess. And again, I'm pre-placing those flowers so that I know where and how my decal is going to fit. I did not glue them on. Don't glue them on until you are done with your decal because then you might want to add more or you might want to move them around. And I think this is just Courier font and it just says your potential is endless. Give this to a new mom. That would be really cute too. But you can put any quote that you want, any saying on this you want. It's just these are here for inspiration and to help guide you into some easy gift giving ideas for Christmas. Oh, I got these on clearance. Hey, who doesn't love clearance? I do. Okay, and then we're just going to hot glue. Look at how cute this little arrangement is. I feel like floral paper florals look so high end. You can also make your, ooh, my eyelashes look good there. Okay, anyways, you can make your own felt flowers as well for another personal touch. Now we have this one, which is this one, you guys, when we talk about easy, I'm talking about easy, okay? This is probably like an 8x8, I want to say. And I'm going to take, is this celery? I cannot read this far away. That is not celery. That's, what's the other one called? Moss. This is moss. And we're going to do a messy coat. And can I just point out that, I mean, even if this isn't a gift, if you're somebody that does craft shows or anything like that, these are the easiest photo holders to make. And like I said, if you can make this like the day of you going and celebrating Christmas with somebody and it'll be ready. So 8x8, I'm personally doing a messy look. You don't have to do it crisp and clean. You do you, right? And again, you need to make sure you do the back because it'll be freestanding. This one is not going on the wall and will not have a sawtooth hanger on it. Now we're going to flip it on over. I'm going to take some of this floral ribbon. I actually got this on Facebook Marketplace. Always look there, you guys. And it was probably way cheaper. And I'm going to do a basic bow. And I mean basic, okay? We're going to hot glue those ends together. Easy peasy. I'm going to find my middle. And then I am just going to pinch it together and then bring it out. And what do I do next? Isn't that so stinking cute? The colors go so well. I hot glued this one. That's weird. That's weird of me. And then I'm going to grab another piece so that we can put a center on our bow. It's so funny to see past videos and be like, oh, why'd you do it like that? Why didn't you just tie it off with twine? But I don't know. So I'm going to put that in the middle. Easy peasy, hot glue it. Use whatever ribbon you have. Use burlap. Use anything. You could use smaller ribbon as well. I'm going to hot glue that directly to the wood piece. And now I'm just going to take a clothespin, you guys. These are the smaller ones. You could even find these at Dollar Tree. Any craft store has them. If you have a larger piece of wood, you could probably use just a regular clothespin, but it would be far too big for this one. Or you could even use one of those photo clips that we used earlier. But this was such an easy way. Super easy gift idea. You're going to need a total of 4 2x2 pieces. And then these are 2x8 pieces. I'm going to take my hammer and I am going to de-stress this down so it doesn't look like a brand new piece of wood. What I'm doing right now is putting it in my lap and hammering on it so it doesn't shake my table. And then you'll see, like, I'm just doing a side angle of the front of the hammer, and then I use the back of the hammer as well. Now I'm going to take this, I think is golden pecan, and you can see how the wood is looking like it's aged, not brand new from the store. And that's exactly what I was going for here. I'm using a microfiber cloth to apply my stain, and I'm wearing gloves. This is going to be, you guys, such an easy way of giving a very high-end looking gift to multiple people, friends, family, doesn't matter. So after I'm done with this one, I'm going to stain the legs. Now, like I said, this is like scrap wood stuff. So I know for sure that this 2x2 is pine wood. And I know that because of the color. Now the 2x8 had more of a red, almost like a cedar. I don't know why we would have had that kind of wood, but it definitely had a different color to it. So keep that in mind. Luckily for me, these 2x2s were very rough, so it ended up blending in. Now I'm going to show you this awesome little staining trick. Is it a trick? Is it a method? I don't know. But I'm distressing this wood just like we did with the first one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of that golden pecan stain, and I am going to just, you saw I put patches of it on. Then I take my warm navy and I'm going around those brown areas and then kind of just dusting lightly over the edges of the brown so it looks like it flows together and it doesn't just look like patches or like, you know, cow print that you put on there. And you can see how beautifully this ends up blending out. I am obsessed with this color duo here. Like, it is everything. So I'm going to do the same thing with the back, and then we are going to do the legs. Now the legs, again, the two colors of wood were different. So what I ended up finding working for me was getting red mahogany and putting that as the stain color, and it was close enough. Okay, so I'm gonna take these outside, let them set in the sun so that they dry fast. Now I'm gonna take my nail gun, and for those of you that are new to power tools, nail guns have tons of different sizes when it comes to nails. You need something that's gonna go through your first piece of wood into your second piece of wood. So these are 2-inch nails. And nails come in, like I said, a variety of sizes. It's just going to depend on what you could see like how small those are compared to what we're using. So these are going to be fabulous, chunky, rustic risers. Okay, so I am just applying my Titebond wood glue in just the smallest amount of hot glue. And the reason I do that is because I want this to attach and adhere right away. That way I can take my nail gun and put those nails right through. If I were just to use the wood glue, I would have to wait until the wood glue either completely dried or got like a little tacky, because it stays wet for a little bit. So your wood would keep moving if you tried to put your nail through, and you don't want it moving because then you're going to have a crooked leg on your riser. Sorry for Hank walking around here. So I put 3 nails in there. Aren't these easy, you guys, and this doesn't, I mean, like, even if I were to buy this wood at the store and didn't have the scraps, this would not cost a lot. I mean, if you got an 8-foot piece, imagine how many of these you can make. So we're doing the same thing for this other one. I'm trying to make sure that I keep those rough sides of these 2x2s, which I'm using for the legs, facing outwards. This is helping with the color matching, and I really want these to be super distressed. Now that those are completely done, I'm going to take this natural wax from Minwax. My friend, you guys, dropped this off at my house when she moved like a year ago, and it's been sitting in my garage. I finally read up on it, and it says it's good to use over stained projects, painted projects. You just wouldn't want to use it on a project that needs a hard finish, like example, a coffee table where you're going to put drinks and be hard on the surface. These are going to be for decorative use, so I don't find that I need to put like a polyacrylic or a spar urethane on top of it, but you do you, and you choose how you want to finish these off. These are also fun, you guys, because you can put like monograms on top of these. You can put little sayings, doesn't matter. So now to finish this off, to show you how I would present it as a gift, I get some burlap ribbon. This does not have wire in it. I'm going to tie it in a tight knot. Now at first I did try tying it in a bow, but it was too bulky by tying it in a bow. So what I did is I took the burlap ribbon and I looped it underneath so it looked like a bow without that bulkiness. And these turned out so beautiful. You guys, look at how gorgeous these are. These are for sale on my website, and I will be making more of them in different colored duos. But you guys, these are so affordable to make. You can go to Home Depot. They can cut wood for you, so you do not need power tools of your own. And I hope they inspire you to make some gifts this year. Okay, you guys, next I'm going to take this one is a 2x10. And I cut this in, like, we'll just say a 10x10. I'm using hazelnut by Waverly and a baby cloth to stain this. This is a great way if you are in a time crunch or you don't have the time for oil-based stains to dry. Use this method because you can apply your heat gun to it and it dries super fast. So after this is dry, I'm going to take, you guys, Iron Orchid Designs came out with a cheetah stamp, and y'all know I was about that. I get mine from Bonda at thepaintedheirloom.com, and I always leave her link down in the description box. So now I'm taking a sanding block, and I'm just prepping this. I've never used it before, so I'm prepping this to be used. Now, this is a 12x12 sheet, and I've never worked with a 12x12 sheet before, so it was a little harder for me, and I think I need more practice with it. I used my black ink on this, but my holdup was I didn't really know what part of the cheetah was going where, so it was hard for me to apply. And then because I didn't really know where I was going with it, I didn't put that much ink on it. So you'll see it as I lift it up. Like, do you see that? Now, it almost looks like I smeared it, but I didn't, because it's supposed to look like actual fur. And I just didn't press, like, put enough ink on there and press it correctly. And then I tried it again on this side, and me being a scaredy cat, I again didn't put that much ink on it. And then, yeah, so I wasn't happy with that, but I made it work. So I take some painter's tape and I'm going to put that across this piece of wood, and I'm going to take Black by Waverly and I'm going to cover that piece up. The left side didn't look that bad. It did look like cheetah. The bottom right, I didn't think was that good. So after I take that off, I'm going to find the middle point of my piece of wood. I did take this outside first and clear it with Clear Matte by Rust-Oleum. I mark my halfway point there. I'm taking this black clip and I'm going to screw that in. Then I will take black chalk paint by Waverly, cover that black up, and you guys, that's it. That's it. Did you see how easy this is? And you can make this your own by using different colors, different stamps. Instead of the cheetah, you could decoupage with like a napkin or tissue paper, or keep the cheetah off and just do the sleek black on the bottom right. And this is gorgeous. And you could put a family photo in of your family and give it to family and friends. Doesn't matter. So you guys, all right. So our last one, you guys, very easy. I'm not going to show you painting all of them, but I took a bunch of my random resin pieces, and we are going to paint all of these up in different colors. I'm just going to show you how I kind of embellished them versus showing you that I painted each and every one. So after I painted all of them, for our rooster here, I painted that in Pennies from Heaven. Then I'm going to take the Dark and Decrepit and I'm going to brush that over it and then pat it off with my paper towel. So get that excess off, let that dry, and then you're going to go in with Shipwrecked and we're going to give it a patina look and finish. So I am going to end up wiping that back. And then our rooster is going to be done. That one ended up being John's favorite of all of the magnets. I gave it away. We're making magnets. Then I did a dry brushing of White Swan over the crown. And then I'm going to take my gold wax and I'm going to put that over all of the raised spots on this beauty. Our next one is going to be the watch. And the watch and the crown I painted in black velvet. I am going to clear a lot of these with our DIY clear wax. So the bird is painted in aviary. We're going to clear it with DIY clear wax. With the bird, I just decided to go over it with the gold wax. This bird doesn't need a lot, you guys. It's beautiful on its own. So that is going to be all we do for the bird. For our watch, we are going to grab that gold wax and we are going to rub our finger over the outside frame of the watch. And then I'm going to go in the inside and we are going to get the hands of the watch as well as the numbers. And you're going to see those numbers come to life right now. Look at that. It's so crazy how beautiful the wax makes these things. Then I just dab into my Dark and Decrepit dust because I want it to look like it has some rust spots on it. And for our sunflower, our flower, I painted that with Queen Bee, stippled it with dark wax, and then I wiped the excess off. For our cameo lady, I used Apothecary, and then I am stippling white wax, a lot of white wax, over her. And then we are going to wipe that back so you can see all of those beautiful details. Our next step, I am going to take a baby wipe and I am just going to wipe the backs of our magnets off. The DIY paints are water soluble, so as long as they're not sealed, it is very easy cleanup. Now, I'm not going to paint the back of these because one, I've already told you the backs are slick and they don't look pretty when you paint over them. And two, when you think about going to the store and buying a magnet, the backs of them are not painted. And I asked you guys on a live and you said, I don't need to paint them. So that's why I did it. Okay, now we're going to take our magnets. These are just from Dollar Tree. They have this smaller size and they have one size up. And I'm going to grab some Titebond and some, what is this? Hot glue, just so I get an immediate hold. And that's it, you guys. You have some gorgeous magnets, which I think these done in like I said, like a trio or a 4-pack in some kind of theme. Like even if you just have one mold, doing several of them out of the same mold and doing it as a little collection for a gift is going to be a great idea, and it's something that somebody is going to use. But make sure they don't have one of those new fridges where magnets don't stick to them. What are those? Stainless steel fridge. You guys are picking up what I'm putting down. You guys, I hope you gift. We are taking some steel gray, or I think it's just called steel, from Waverly chalk paint, and I am getting these, what are they? Wood panels, wood little crates, wood, I forget what they're called. But we are going to paint these. Now this was my preference to paint in between like the panels, the sides of them as well. And then I didn't know what I was going to do with the back yet, so I kind of left those blank. But then right here, y'all, on the sides. So for whatever reason, in my mind, I kept thinking if these were on my table and someone went to go grab them, that I feel like they would think it looked unfinished with the like outer rim of it looking gray and then the inside being blank, like right here where I'm pushing the brush into. So then I started pushing the brush into it, but then I got smarter and just grabbed another paintbrush that was thinner and painted the inside. And again, I think it's so weird because I don't mind like the top view looking down and seeing that raw wood, but for whatever reason, I just thought it looked so weird not having these end compartments painted gray. I don't know. I'm weird. I know. That's just my preference. I just feel like it made it look like more of a finished product. So then after we're done with the gray, we're going to go ahead and take our white chalk paint and then we're going to dry brush. So I'm just dipping it in the paint, then dabbing it onto my pad and then going over this. And I just really think that it gives these a little bit more texture, a little bit more dimension. It adds a little bit more zhuzh to it, you know? Who wants a boring coaster? Not me. No, ma'am. Okay, so we are going to continue to do that on the rest of these here. And you could use acrylic paint or whatever you'd like on these. So then we're taking these rub-on transfers. Y'all need to pick up these rub-on transfers. They can be used for so many things. They could be put on so many surfaces, and I just love them. And the possibilities are endless with them. So all you have to do is you put them on, they have a little bit of tackiness on them, and then you are just going to get something like this as a scraper, and you're just pressing down on it. And you can see how like it goes from black and then it kind of turns like a cloudy color. That's how you know it's transferred onto whatever you're putting it on. So I'm going to continue picking different ones, and I ended up going with like 2 cursive ones and then 2 regular printed transfers just to kind of change it up. They also have, if you can't find these exact ones, they have just regular letter transfers so that you can spell out your own thing. You know, you can spell out home, your last name, whatever it may be. And I just thought these were so, so adorable. Love the way they turned out. If you guys didn't know, we don't have like family here in Kansas, so it's not like I have a million people to gift to, but even if I did, I'm so keeping these as well. So basically I'm keeping everything I made today. Just kidding. I mean, I'll give away like 2 things. I don't know. Okay, so after this, you guys, we are going to grab some Mod Podge, and these transfers work so well with Mod Podge. They don't smear, they don't lift. They're just wonderful. And I added the Mod Podge because I want this to have longevity. You're going to have wet cups on them, so you don't want the wood swelling up or anything like that. So I applied these to all of them here. Voila. I love the way they turned out. You're going to wait for those to dry. And then I wanted these to be practical. I wanted you to use them in real life. And I'm sorry, but if you were to just leave them as is, then if you have condensation on your cup, it's just going to drip through and go on your table anyways. Am I right or am I right? So what I did was take the cork from Dollar Tree. I cut out some squares to fit it, and I cut them down just a little smaller than the actual frame so you wouldn't be able to see them. And then this was my thought process, okay, you guys? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hot glue the back of this paneled wood, and then I'm going to stick the cork side face down on this first one, right? So now we have the adhesive part facing us. I'm going to peel that off, and then I'm going to take the other one, put that on top, and now you have a usable coaster. So look at how darling these turned out. Come on now. Like, nice. Next project, you guys. I had this, obviously it was a different color. I messed it up, sanded it down. This has been sitting in my basement as well. This is 7.25 by 16 piece of wood. I am taking my vinyl cutout. Again, if you guys do not have vinyl, another option would be to take the wooden letters from Dollar Tree, Or you can take the letters, sticker letters from Dollar Tree as well. And my first thought was to take the Dollar Tree stickers and do friends on the top, but put the different colored dots in between those letters so that it looked like Friends, the TV show. But I was giving this as a gift to my best friend. So I decided to make a vinyl cutout because they are my friends, well, my two best friends that I have here are my family. So I wanted to make this a little bit more personal. So I put friends, our family we choose. I know that's not the exact saying, but it's what I made. So peeling this off, this is permanent vinyl. So cute and so easy. Then taking a piece of twine, we're gonna tie it in a knot. I do a double knot on the end. I'm gonna go about 3 inches up on this wood sign. And then we are going to get the staple gun and we are just going to staple. Now make sure you staple right near that knot, okay? Now the trick right here on the other side, y'all, is you need to pull that twine tight. And the reason I say that is because when people over time are, putting their clips on it and things like that, that twine is gonna get loosened up. So then I'm adding some cute little clips to it. You guys can use the clothespins from Dollar Tree. They have the smaller ones. And then here we go. Isn't that so darling? And these are my best friends. That's Erin and Jessica. We do everything together, my besties for life. And I am so excited. Look at how cute and easy that was, y'all. Love it. All right, you guys, we are grabbing this little box storage container from Dollar Tree. They also came in red and black as well. I grabbed a few of them. Then I'm taking some bubble wrap. Usually I would use like grocery bags or something as filler, but of course I could not find it in this move. Then we are doing a gnome basket. Of course, gnome for the holidays. I like this because it's not like designated for Christmas time. Like it says holidays, so you can give it as a Christmas present and it doesn't have to be used just for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? And then here's one of those 14-inch gnomes. If y'all were lucky enough to find these, they are so cute. I literally found 2 randomly and then never found any more. You could also make your own gnomes as well, so keep that in mind. And then I'm going to stuff it with some kitchenware. These are actually from my kitchen, you guys. You like that sticker on my pants? Yes, I'm a mess. It's okay. And then we are going to put in the cute little coffee mug that goes with this little collection. I think they had an actual coffee mug too. Some brittle mix to go with the kitchen theme. Isn't it already looking so cute? And then these peppermint spoons, I just thought you could crush them up if you want. You could stick them in your coffee, and they just kind of went with the basket. So why not? And then always play around with your baskets, the placement, because I wanted the gnome to be kind of the focal point of it. So there you go. Easy peasy, rainbow squeezy. So cute. Love it. Okay, let's move on.